Hi there, welcome to Joshi'ing Around Weekly, a podcast in which we will discuss the most important shows, the best matches, and the hottest topics in Japanese women's pro wrestling on a weekly basis. I'm Tim.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome to the show. Hello everyone to the second episode of Joshi'ing Around Weekly with my lovely co-host Eric. Hi Eric.
Hello. How you doing, Tim?
Well, I'm doing fine, but we have a bit of an issue going on here. I came home today and learned that there's a big ass construction site in my little small town here. They basically opened up the entire main street, and it's been a nightmare all year long, basically, to just get to work with my car. But now they apparently destroyed the internet cable for the entire town, and this is a bit of a disaster. It is, yeah.
But
and with sorry.
No, I was just gonna. I don't want you to dox yourself. But how many people are in your town? Are we talking hundreds of thousands?
No. I'm in a small town. It's
okay.
2,500, 3,000 maybe. I don't know if it's the entire town. I'd be actually surprised if the entire town was reliant on one single internet cable.
You never know.
But it's our part of the town, I guess, where I'm living. And yeah, since Germany is pretty shit about this stuff, like the construction sites there, they take forever. And until the internet company, it's called Telekom, until they're gonna react to this, it can take a while. So I might be stranded without internet for a couple of days.
I thought
what we are doing.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I thought Germans were known for their efficiency and their infrastructure. Is that not a thing?
That's just a stereotype. In certain ways it is. When it comes to construction and building stuff, we're the slowest, worst country in the world. And when it comes to internet as well, we are one of the worst countries in the world. We are at place 72 when it comes to internet quality in the whole world.
That's an
by
country.
Yeah. The thing with Germany is kind of we have so many weird privacy laws, and we have such insane bureaucracy in Germany in general, that every kind of innovation or whatever takes forever to go through here. So whenever we're basically just starting to get on the level where other countries were 10 years ago, 15 years ago when it comes to the internet. It's also the reason why we didn't have any Google Street View for forever. The bigger cities are starting to have Google Street View now, but if you look at a map with where Google has been with its Street View, just like a world map, there's entire Europe is basically mapped out, and then there's a big ass hole where Germany is with nothing. It's crazy.
Wait, why is
it's
that?
just our bureaucracy.
Oh.
It's bureaucracy, it's privacy laws we have over here. When you look at Google Street View in Germany, basically everything is censored. They blur everything out because of our privacy laws and stuff. It's also over here, things like Meta and the thing with what is it? 3D glasses and stuff like that. It all doesn't really work over here because it's too much of an invasion into our privacy. That's what our state decided, at least. So I mean it hasn't really gone off anywhere anyway. These meta things with the, I don't know if you know what I mean with the the 3D glasses and stuff, but yeah, that was a big topic a couple of years ago, and that it just wasn't going to work in Germany. Anyway, it's all weird. So What our situation here is, I'm gonna we record locally our audio for our podcast, so I think quality wise the listeners won't have much of a difference. But I'm basically calling Eric on my phone with my like mobile data plan, so I can't guarantee that this is gonna go off without a hitch, that I'm never gonna lose connection or anything. So if there's some like hiccups throughout the podcast, I apologize for that. You have to like call the German government and complain to them about it.
Yeah, we're doing.
I can't do anything else now.
We're doing Dave Meltzer style today, so
right. But the recording should be better at least.
But the recording will be better because we're smarter. That's why.
That's exactly right. Right. So how are you doing, Eric?
I'm doing fine. I'm excited to have a podcast where we can talk about things we really, really love. Tim, do you love wrestling again after the heartbreak of All-Star Grand Queendom?
I mean, yeah, I do. I don't know if I don't know if I have like any favorite yet on the level that Tom was my favorite. I mean, I don't know if that's ever gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Like so in that way something is missing for me for sure. There's still a big hole where
Tam was.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I ask is because our first topic of the podcast, it made me so happy, and it kind of made me realize like all the reasons why I love wrestling. So I will introduce it. It's the Resura Joshi Top 100. So Resura Mag, they write a lot about different promotions. I think I recognize them from writing about Actress Girls because they're one of the very few that actually do. And they released a list of the 100 top Joshi in 2025. It was based on a few different factors, such as skill, how good their matches were, the influence, if they draw, how well known the wrestler is, if they're like the head booker or owner, they might get some extra points, and competition. So, how many big matches have they had compared to like facing rookies? So yeah, I realized that there were so many wrestlers that I love that were all represented on this list. What did you think about it, Tim?
That's awesome. I gotta be honest, I wasn't really aware of Resura until then. Honestly, but I know several of the people who voted on the list. I even met some, or at least one guy I met in person.
Oh, interesting.
Before even. So yeah, I think like for me the criteria are interesting. I think it's very like, how do you say it? It's a lot more like I guess kayfabe reliant than I would have done a list like this. Honestly, I would have done probably a lot more for like vibes and match quality or something.
Specifically,
but that's fine. I don't mind that really.
Yeah, it's the competition factor that seems like the kayfabe. Well, I don't know if it actually is, but just how they described it in terms of like, how many big matches has the wrestler been in? Well, isn't that's kind of at the mercy of the booking, and also in the influence category, they did mention like whether if they're a head booker or an owner, that would like bump them up in points. So from that aspect, I don't know. Like it's not really as focused on the in ring, I think. So that did produce some anomalies, I felt. But overall, like my view is, I thought it was an excellent list. Like the more I kept reading it, the more I thought this list was great and it deserves a lot of props. It's really hard to produce like a composite list from a lot of different people that is vaguely accurate just because there's so many different opinions. This list shines a lot on all of the best Joshi, and I think they've done quite well. It's a great list full of like contributors who I think watched a product, is what I could tell. So when I was picking out wrestlers that I know are kind of, less known, I was reading the blurb and I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty accurate. So this person probably actually watches Ice Ribbon or Diana, which is great. Another example is Ayame Sasamura was at 82 and the blurb was spot on. I was like, oh, okay. Sasamura is like my special little guy, so I was happy to see her make the list at all. Really? By the way, someone should sign Sasamura. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think the in large the list is very agreeable. I think it's a very like if you have a committee of like 10 people, there are always gonna be like some funny quirks where people may have like certain biases for some promotions or something, and that may like produce some odd results here and there. There are some placements that I don't quite agree with, but overall I think it's I think it's a great thing a list like this exists at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm really happy for that, and uh love it when people come up with content like this for like the world of Joshi.
Okay, but I'm going to ask you which ones you disagreed with.
Okay, so should we get right into this? I would have
Let's do it.
maybe started with like okay. I think one thing I noticed that there might be some pro to my taste personally. There might be a little pro Marigold bias in the list.
Okay.
At least at the top of the list, maybe. Like I thought it was quite odd how high wrestlers like Mai Sakurai is a big one for me, who is like way too high. I think we agree on that actually. I think even like Miku Aono and
for context, she was 13, Mai Sakurai.
15 actually.
Was it? Oh yeah. Sorry, 15. I'm thinking. Now, yeah, I'm thinking 15. Of another one that I was going to complain about. Yeah, no, Mai Sakurai's 15. Yeah,
yeah, and I think even like I will come to that later. I really like Miku Aono. Like I will come to that on our Dreamstar Grand Prix review. But I think 12 is it's just too high for me for Miku too. Like her placing over like Saorianu and people like that is a bit odd for me, I guess.
I agree.
I think obviously Nanai Takahashi, I talked about that last week. I'm not a fan. But I get it. With like Nanai, it's kind of like I understand on like more of an objective level that she has to be this high, I guess. With how much she did for Marigold and how prominently she was booked, I guess, in the promotion. So yeah, from that perspective, I get it. And she had a big retirement. She has to like get her props, I guess. I still wouldn't have put her above Meiko Satomura, for example. But that's just one spot. Doesn't really matter to me very much. I think like when it comes to like the top 4, I think I agree with the top 4. I would have put them in a different order, honestly. Let me ask you, what did you think of Mayu Iwatani in second place?
Yeah, so just for context, so the top 4 is so at 4th place it was Tam Nakano, at 3rd place Saya Kamitani, 2nd Mayu Iwatani, and then 1st is Suri. So you asked me about Mayu?
Right. I like my question basically is, would you rate the accomplishments of Mayu Iwatani over the accomplishments of, for example, a Tam Nakano over the last year?
No. So I agree with the top 4. Just like if I was thinking who are the top 4 in Joshi right now, it would, well, I mean Tam's retired, but if I was listing 2025, it would be Tam, Saya, Mayu, right, and Suri. But I think literally one of my notes was you could have Mayu below Saya and Tam, but in general that's the top 4. Yeah, I would have put Mayu at 4th, to be honest.
Yeah, I gotta say number 5 for the listeners is Io's guy. Don't really know who that is. I wouldn't rate her. Right. One other interesting thing I thought, like, okay, let's maybe talk Mai Sakurai. What did you think of her placement? 15.
Yeah, so my view on Mai Sakurai, I'm sure we'll talk about it later, is like I just don't think her matches are good enough. I feel like sometimes it feels like a psyop with Mai Sakurai. I don't understand why she gets the props she does. Like, have you ever seen a match from Mai Sakurai that's like, holy shit, that was like awesome? Like, I've seen some really good Mai Sakurai matches. She had a good match with Julia. She's had good matches with Miko Ono. But I haven't seen like a single outstanding Mai Sakurai match. I think like her match catalog is like nothing compared to every other single wrestler in the top 25, to be honest. So that was the main one that was out of place. But I do want to like just, you know, give, I guess, maybe a little statement that like a lot of this is nitpicking. Like I do think overall, like they did pretty well, but there are just like some outliers where you're like, whoa, that seems a bit off. But I just want to acknowledge that it is hard to do a list. So I'm by no means like trashing Resura or the creators. Like I like that this list exists. But
no.
Yeah.
That's important to mention for sure.
Yes. So that's my view on Mai. So I assume you agree with that, but
yeah, the thing is, I didn't really get to this last week, or maybe I forgot on my like rundown of the Marigold roster. But I do have to say that on some level, like I've always been a hater of Mai Sakurai.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
If I can just
speak your truth, Tim.
Yeah. So like just in kayfabe, if you can call it that, like I've always been a hater because I don't know if you know all this. I think this was all before you really watched Stardom or Joshi. She used to be part of the Cosmic Angels. Mm-hmm. Like Tam Nakano took her in and tried to do her best to make her into a good wrestler, I guess. And then she basically betrayed the Cosmic Angels and went over to the rival unit, Donna Del Mondo, to Julia's unit. And obviously ever since then I've been a hater of her. The arguments for why she left were really flimsy, and but kayfabe aside, I've always just never rated her at all in the ring, especially. I just don't know. I just don't think she's a very good pro wrestler. At all.
Yeah, I mean, so I didn't even watch any of her Stardom run, so like purely off her Marigold run, which I guess some people would argue is her best work, I guess, because she's like in a more elevated position. So like purely off her Marigold work, I still haven't seen a single outstanding match, and I've probably seen most of her matches in Marigold. But you know, we're probably going to talk about her later anyway. So I just wanted to move on to some others as well. So I feel like we should say every single week how insane it was that Saori and Poi drew 2,800 fans to Ota Wars. That show alone should shoot them probably near the top of this list. Because, you know, that achievement is insane. So, like, the influence scoring factor that they have should be through the roof compared to pretty much every other person on this list. And I'm probably even including Suri in that. I don't know if that will be achieved again or, like, anytime soon. And not enough people talk about that show, I think.
That's very true, yeah. And they are not like I was kind of surprised that Soriano landed that low.
Yes, so Poi is 17th. Sorry, I forgot we forgot to mention. Poi was 17th, and that's Poi, and Sariano was 20th. And Saori was below people like Hanan, and I don't know how that's justifiable, because if you look at in ring, well, there's no real question between Saori and Hanan. If you look at influence, I just made the case for influence for Saori Poi. And then the last one was competition, so who they faced. So I guess Hanan's been the tag team champion for a lot of the year, and I think that's probably what landed her in at 19th. But that feels like a kayfabe reason, right? Like, because she was booked in title matches, that means she should land 19th.
That is the only reason I can really come up with. So for more context, Hanan also ranks above like Momo Watanabe. She ranks above Azumi. And a couple of really heavy hitters. I was thinking about like the argument that she had a really, really good tag run.
She was good, yeah.
But then again, Saya Ida ranks at like 45th, I think, 46th.
Yeah, exactly.
Like then Saya Ida should rank around the same as Hanan, because like in the matches itself, I wouldn't say Hanan was like way more outstanding than Saya Ida was. So that it's That's one kind of curious, but one thing I didn't really find out about the list is like the time span from when to when the wrestlers' accomplishments are ranked. It's never really written anywhere, because one thing that also stood out to me was Natsuko Tora. I don't know if you saw her.
Yep.
She is at 98, and I think from reading some of the other blurbs that it's quite possible that in the time frame of this list she was the red belt champion, and like her ranking that at like 98 is something that also stood out to me.
So they said it was a year-long scoring period. I don't see a date, but considering it's September now, I guess we can maybe assume it was like August to August. I don't know, July to July. It probably would have been towards the end of her run or something like that, right? I think it was Sapporo.
Right.
She lost. Did she lose it in Sapporo?
I just remember that when in the Micah blurb, I think they wrote like she had a rough start when she lost the title to Tora. So that sounds to me like the start of the period is Tora's red belt reign.
Yep, you're right, yeah.
So that's kind of weird that she ranks that low for that. No, I know not a lot of people rate her in ring. I think de facto she's still actually the leader of Hate. So, and was red belt champion. So in kayfabe, she just should be a bit higher, I think, even if you hate her in ring. I think she's done really well, especially this year in the ring. And she's really put a lot of effort in lately. So I don't necessarily really agree with this placement. That's
cool.
Other thing. I was kind of sad that Senka didn't make the list, but so I guess there's the kayfabe factor that she's still a rookie, right?
Yeah, I had some notes down about Senka. So so she's having a breakout year. She's the focal point of her promotion. So you'll like rarely ever see her like out the top two matches of each of the Marvelous shows. She's constantly chosen as like the representative in the Marigold feud. She gets like Shoe Pro articles, talking about how well she's doing. She's I wouldn't say she's a large part of the reason, but I think maybe in the West at least, she's a large part of the reason Marvelous's relevance has increased, along with the Wrestle Universe deal. So I think she should have made the top 100 just for like some of those factors. I think it's kind of fair that she's either honorable mention or just around like the 80, 90, 100. But because she's so important to Marvelous, along with Takumi and Mio, it does feel like she should have had some representation on the list.
Right. And one other thing now that I'm reading the honorable mentions, like when we talk about Mai Sakurai, I would put her like good buddy Chanyota. I would rank Chanyota above Mai Sakurai. So Mai Sakurai would basically be outside of my top 100.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but obviously because she was like the second champion in Marigold, the white belt or whatever.
And she made it to like the Dreamstar finals. And stuff like that, I guess. Exactly. Yeah, that's all a factor in this list.
Yeah. Okay.
If we were to make a list, I would like probably put less emphasis on that. But yeah, like you said, I'm not trying to shit on this list or anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just mentioning things that I noticed. I love the list. I love that it exists. I totally understand how some rankings like may come out weird with like a committee like that, and that's no one's fault really. So, and I wouldn't fault anyone for any ranking. It's just a list. It's just people's opinions, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of fun.
And I hope like Resura continues to do good work.
Yeah. I'm gonna shotgun some takes. Is that okay? Am I allowed?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
So I actually did have it written down about Natsuko Tora. Like she's below people like Yuki Kamifuku, which I just it's really hard to justify that, right? Because I don't even think like Kamifuku's been pushed strongly in Tokyo Joshi. So yeah, Natsuko was
I also two people that I picked out that are like kind of in a similar position, like same company, I guess, or same status that I just saw were, wait, where do I have it? I'm sorry. Like Mina Shirakawa and Koguma, I noted, are both like I think 30 places above Natsuko Tora.
Yeah,
And comparing like their accomplishments in Stardom in the same company, like Mina didn't really do much in AW yet, so there's not really anything there to rank her by. And like Mina and Koguma in the last year in Stardom to rank above Tora, I found a bit, wouldn't have been my choice.
Yeah, so
But, yeah,
some
continue,
Tora
sorry.
hate. Some other things. So I was really happy with Minami Katsu at 26. I think that's a really good pick. So I'm happy she got some props. There are clearly some contributors on the list that know ball at least. Marino Saihara, Actress Girls Champion at 23, makes a lot of sense. The other Actress Girls like high rank wrestler was Natsuki at 13. That one seemed a bit too high just because I think her influence is quite low. So like obviously Actress Girls is peeping outside of its bubble a bit, but it's still mostly insulated. Their Korakuen Hall with her on top in March drew 700 to 800. She has a lot of top tag matches though and title matches this year, so for sure the competition factor was quite strong. But I just think maybe the influence means she shouldn't be above people like Miyu Watanabe, who I think should be in the top 10. I think she's had some incredible matches, 2 matches with Shoko,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Arasu, Mizuki. She's obviously very well known in the scene. Her drawing case is stronger than those above her. She headlined a Korakuen Hall with 1,500 people at the start of the year. The Oat Award number for Summer Sun Princess, it wasn't too hot. It was 1,400, but I feel it's stronger than Natsuki's case for at Actress Girls at least. But I fully admit how good Natsuki is. So she has a strong ability case. But if we're giving other people like high spots because of title reigns and stuff like that, then yeah, Miyu Watanabe deserves some props as well for what she's done in Tokyo Joshi. So I thought Takumi at 22 felt a bit low. I think she's been at the heart of Marvelous as a double champion. She was in the 56-minute Marigold main event, whatever you think about it, at Korakuen Hall. She defended at Noah's Wrestle Magic. She's booker and head coach at Marvelous. And with Miyamono out injured for 5 months, Takumi's stewardship of the company, and Senka in particular, because she trains her, has resulted a lot of increased momentum for the company. And that's the reason they're booking Yokohama Buntai in May 2026. And she's a big part of that. So I think she has a stronger influence case than a lot of the people on the list. Honestly, I feel like she should be at least top 10. She's been everywhere. She's been on shows like SSPW, Volume 36. Spark Rush is a legitimate top team in the scene as well, with Suri. So I struggle to see Miyu Momono, who has been injured for 5 months since 9th of February, and then she came back on 13th of July or whatever. I struggle to see Mio at 16 and Takumi at 22. So I guess it works if you're only looking at in-ring ability, but some other picks haven't been ranked that way. So yeah, I think Takumi should be top 10. So don't know what you think about that.
I would have to look at what my other top 10 would be. What would consist of. What do you think? Takumi has been injured as well, right? Maybe that was also in the time frame.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember the last time she was injured. That. Maybe end of 2024, and I just don't remember it.
When was her broken collarbone? That was more in the past, right?
Yeah, I don't remember. She hasn't been injured in 2025 though, as far as I can remember. But maybe end of 2024, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. I would have to see the top 10 would maybe be rough for Takumi for me. Yeah, but maybe higher than she is.
She wrestled regularly since.
Agree with that.
She wrestled regularly since August 2024, so I don't think she was out of injury out for that much. So I feel like if you're giving credit to any Marvelous at all, and if Mio is 16th, then I just feel like Takumi has to be above Mio. I think at the minimum that should probably be the case.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, some other stuff. Okay, yeah, so those were the main ones where I felt were out of place that were ranked, and then there were some that weren't ranked that I felt should have made the top 100. So I think actually, yeah, I don't know. I would put Anri from Actress Girls in my top 100, but I decided people don't. I just think she's a very, very good rookie. She was in the honorable mentions list, so I just would have had her in the top 100, but that's really a nitpick because I just think she's a rookie of the year candidate. Right. And then some other, I guess, Momo Watanabe at 36. She just won the 5-star.
Yeah, that
so
surprised me.
I don't know if this was written before that and it was outside the voting period.
Probably. That's the only thing I can imagine.
Yeah. because that was quite low.
What makes sense at all. Otherwise.
Another crazy one for me, Zumi. Okay, I know I started off saying that I agreed with most of the list.
I know that her too, yeah.
Yeah, I started off saying I agreed with most of the list, but there were just, there were a few. Azumi
is crazy to me, yeah.
She's probably in my top 5 for most outstanding this year in ring. So like if I was voting on the Observer, I would probably consider putting her in my top 3 for most outstanding. So I just don't think she can be that low when she's had such a good in-ring year.
Yeah, but where is Azumi exactly?
She's 43.
Can't find her right now. 43 is crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
So some other ones,
even for accomplishments, even with kayfabe accomplishments and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway,
she was the artist champion, of course. She was the strong champion, even though she didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So, Veni at 37.
I mean, she fought in the semi-main event of All-Star Grand Kingdom, right?
Oh, right.
Even if people at large didn't really like that match, that's the biggest Joshi show in 30 years in the semi-main.
Yep,
I don't know.
True. Yeah, also for achievements. Yeah, I think she's had a really good year. So Vani at 37, Siege champion for half the year, Seedling champion. She's had great matches with Suri, Makoto. She had an excellent performance in Marvelous' one-day tournament in May. She has a very good match with Prime Link and Ice Ribbon in June. She has a great tag match with Magenta in March. She gave Honori Hana the best match of her career. She has a great main event with Team 200 kg in front of 3,000 people for Sendai Girls. So 37 just seemed a bit low, both in terms of matches and influence. She's probably one of the top influencers, freelancer in the scene, along with Suri. So that was kind of low as well. And then the last two, Haruka and Misaki, 55. So I could be convinced that this is accurate, but she is the literal ace of her company. So I feel like 55 is probably too low for the ace of any well-known Joshi company on a list of top 100 Joshis. And then the last one was just Kreia in Pure J. She was 77. So the contributor admits that they haven't seen a lot of her. But I did actually want to give props to them for actually still putting them on the list, because she is great and it's good that she's getting some recognition. If the contributor had seen more of her matches, she may have shot up 30 ranks, because she's awesome. So and I think those are all my takes. And just to wrap it up,
all right.
These are all nitpicks. We're all nerds. And it's a well done list that shines a lot on the best of Joshi. And I think they've done the best that they could have done.
One last question for you.
Go for it.
Suri number 1. Do you agree?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I have her as number 1 on my Flair Luthez awards, so I can't disagree with that.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Do you disagree?
I mean, you know my answer probably, right?
Oh, well, wait, were you a Saya person? I don't remember.
I mean, if I have to do this list, and I assume the time frame is the last year or so, not calendar year, but the last 12 months or whatever, I would put Tam Nakano for sure. I would probably, if you make the time frame the last 30 years, I would probably put Tam Nakano number 1.
Why did I hesitate and not remember that you would put Tam at number 1? Why? I just had a complete brain fart. Yeah. Of course you would put Tam. Yes.
but that's me. That's my bias. I think, and we've had that topic last episode. Basically, I think the accomplishments of what Saya and Tam both, more Tam than Saya to me, did with Stardom, ranks above every success that Suri had. But I think Suri, being also booker and promoter of her promotion, probably gives her the edge on this list, and I agree with that. I personally just would put Tam number 1.
Wait, you're not a believer in
number 2 for me?
In Tam booking Stardom? You don't believe the rumors?
That's true. I actually thought about that. I actually thought about if I should mention that. But she's not the owner, at least, of Stardom and the promoter. But she might have to get some booking credit. Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
But we can't say officially for sure. Anyway, yeah. So props to Resura. Keep up the good work, and hope to see more of this magazine.
All right.
Right, should we move on to our next topic then?
Let's do it.
Right, the next topic, our main wrestling review topic for the week, is everyone's favorite company, Marigold. It's been the Dreamstar finals on the weekend, on Sunday, the September 14th. So this was a show that I think you could say a lot about this show. What were your overall thoughts? Let's just start there.
On the show or the whole tournament?
Let's start with the show.
I thought the show was. I guess if I'm rating it, I'd give it a 5 or 6. I don't even know. Like as a whole show, I don't think it was that enjoyable. There were a lot of countouts and just weird results and pointless matches. But there were a few matches. One match. Yeah, I guess my Yuzuki's like the match that I really loved, and I think that's the only thing I really enjoyed. So I guess I have to say the show was not great.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It wasn't the greatest show overall. I do agree, Yuzuki and Mayu was fantastic. I liked the main event well enough too.
I thought it was good.
I think the main problem with the show is probably just Rossi's booking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Not even just because of the individual match outcomes, mainly because he's making me probably look like an idiot. Because I've always been a staunch defender of draws in wrestling. I've always said that I celebrate certain draws in high positions. I've always said some draws are some of my favorite matches of all time, like Utami and Shuri, or Saria and Shuri, or even something like Omega and Danielson and yeah. So I've always been on the side that draws are good. As long as draws exist as a match outcome, they should be a regular match outcome. So when I watch a show with 3 draws, that's I'm supposed to defend this now, right? Because I'm the draw defender. I don't know, but it's really 3 draws is a bit much. I know we have some Bundesliga days where every single match is a draw, and I always kind of compare it to that. But in wrestling, it's fake for a reason, right? You don't have to do 3 draws on one show. And I'm not sure if some of the outcomes really mattered for the standings as much. I think 1 draw really did. You can correct me there.
But that's others, the Koki and Utami match.
Yeah. And one other thing, I don't mind draws, time limit draws mainly. When people are just killing each other and just no one stays down for the free count for 15 minutes, that's totally fair, that's reasonable. The kind of draw that I don't like is when 2 wrestlers are just completely stupid and they're just basically outside of the ring and they just refuse to get into the ring, even though they have the chance to easily get into the ring at any point, and they just ignore it and just get counted out basically because they're either deaf or not the brightest. I don't really know how I'm supposed to defend these kind of draws. Where Mirai versus Chanyota, right?
Yeah, and that it's even worse because of the booking. So just also a general apology if you've heard me on Wrestling Omakase, because I did a Marigold recap there. So, if you hear some of the same takes from me, I apologize. But, I have to complain about, Mirai's booking throughout this tournament, where Rossi basically forgot that she existed. And, she won her last 2 matches. Her whole storyline was, I'm going to come back from 2 losses down and I'm going to make it through. So she won her last 2 matches, and then she got eliminated in Me. So have you heard of Me Prefecture? It's in the West.
No, I'm probably have heard of it before, but like,
Yeah,
no.
so the capital is Su. So like the location of the show was Sumi, which I always find funny. So just I have to get it off my chest because I always laugh when I hear Sumi. But yeah, she was just eliminated in like one of the smaller tour stops with no fanfare. No storyline whatsoever. They forgot about it. They didn't even mention it until an outside magazine spoke about it 3 days later. So this match with Chanyota could have meant something, but it didn't even mean anything, and it was a double count out. I didn't, didn't like this.
Yeah. Should we just go through it match by match? I kind of like disrupted that and went straight into Mirai vs Chanyota, but maybe we should just.
Well, the match before that was so. It didn't mean much. It was Chikagoto versus Kazuna Tanaka. Both of them were out. So Chikagoto is, becoming one of my mid-card favorites. I'm really enjoying her work recently. Kazuna Tanaka's pretty good. I enjoyed her match in Marvelous with Mirai against Miya Momono and Senka. But yeah, so Chikagoto won to finish on 7 points in the star block. And then it was the Chanyota and Mirai draw. I don't know if you have any more takes on that, or if we just move past that.
Well, if you just want to skip over the incredible Megaton match.
I do want to skip over the incredible Megaton match, Tim. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've ever really watched her. When she got in the ring at the start of the match and just started yelling, I just skipped.
So I do want to say one thing.
I'm sorry.
One thing about that match though is because there were a lot of like some of the undercard wrestlers or rookies, and I do.
Well, I didn't skip the entire thing. I skipped ahead of everything Megaton did.
Oh,
because I immediately knew that that's not my vibe.
Yeah.
So I saw the finish of the match at least, and I thought Sari looked good. That's my only really note on it. But sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think that the prevailing opinion on Marigold over the past year has been that it has like a kind of a bad undercard, or like it has like botch fests in the undercard, and I think those opinions are quite outdated. Maybe you wouldn't get that impression just from watching one show, but I think the promotion as a whole is a lot less top heavy, and they've done really well in like training rookies such as Komomo Minami, who I think is quite good now, like surprisingly, and Minami Yuki looks okay. And obviously we'll talk about Yuzuki later, but Seri as well, she's still green, but she clearly has tons of potential. So whatever they've done, they have sort of rounded out the promotion a bit more. And the new rookie, Yuka Yamazaki, was in that opener match. She just has a really good quality to her. She has a good charisma to her, basically. So I'm not saying she's like an in-ring prodigy, but you can tell she's going to be a good wrestler one day. So that's what I wanted to say on the opener.
Right. Then we had the aforementioned Chikagoto match. I didn't really have many notes on this. I just said, yeah, it's a fine match. There was a half Boston Crab where I really liked the selling. And I know that like Chika's giant swing is a bit... She's got to work on that, I think. It looks... I wrote here, it looks like fragile. It looks like a bit like unstable. I don't know. Like she's...
I just want her to do lariats. That's what I want her to do, and power bombs. I think she should just be a power wrestler.
It's true. I mean, the swing is kind of a power wrestler move.
That'd be true.
She doesn't look. What do you call it? Like
technique not there. In control.
Steadfast, maybe.
Steadfast, yeah, okay.
Enough. Like yeah, she doesn't look in control enough. She looks like she's gonna topple over like any second during the giant swing. That's kind of the feeling or the vibe I got from watching it. But anyway, then we had the Mirai Chanyota match, and I really liked this match until I didn't like it. But I loved like the big like powerhouses just lariating each other to death, and then they went to the outside and refused to go back to the inside until the ref rang the bell. So, right.
Yeah, if I talk more about this match, I'm going to lose my mind, Tim. So, specifically about Mirai's booking, like honestly, it really put me off. Like, it's like, so Marigold has a thing where you invest in certain wrestlers and stories, and they just drop it or forget about it or like act like it doesn't matter. I don't know if it's like what school of booking, or if this is just a Rossi thing. But like, I was invested in Mirai's comeback, didn't mean anything. I was invested initially in Rhea Seto's heel turn, who probably should mention was off this card due to having COVID. She was due to face Seri Yamaoka, which would have been a good match. So she turned heel on Seri and Victoria Yuzuki because she was tired of being bullied. That was the story. They kept pushing her around. She was like, okay, I'm tired of this shit. She's someone who cries all the time. She's like the most natural of natural baby faces. And they turned her heel, which, I'm okay with. You can do something there. You can work with that. She does need to experience different characters. But literally the next show, she went from this crying babyface to strangling people with a belt. You don't need to do that. It's just like darkness, revolution, corruption. I was really like interested in a story where DR was sort of like corrupting her slowly over time, and she was like easily manipulated. Easily manipulated. Like, she's not really sure. Like, she's only a heel because she wants to get back at Seri and Victoria Yuzuki. But her heart's not actually in it. That would have been an interesting story, but they didn't do that. So I just feel like Marigold keep letting me down with dropping storylines, and that's what happened with Mirai. That's why I want to talk about the next match, Tim. Let's just move on from Mirai.
All right, yeah. Speaking of darkness.
Oh yeah.
Nagisa Nosaki was Misa Matsui.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. This match was a bit. I think they're both from that stable.
Yeah.
Am I right? I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know if this match was no DQ or not, but they like.
That is like the most. That's the most Tim, I guess, insult that I've ever heard. Yeah.
They did another double count out tease, of course. Like every single match, I think, on the show had at least one double count out tease. Or a full double count out in some cases. Or at least, yeah. I did like Misa Matsui a lot. And I did like the finishing exchange great in this match a lot. Yeah. So that's like my main takeaway, that I really liked her. And yeah. And I was surprised at how much like weapon shots there were, and the ref just staring straight at it without like, I don't know the Marigold rules. Maybe that's just everything is no DQ.
Yeah, it's a really ineffective stable, Darkness Revolution. Like, I just don't think it's worse than Hate, basically. So if you thought like, oh, Hate and Stardom are babyfaces now, like Darkness Revolution aren't babyfaces, but they don't know how to get heat, and it's too cartoony. That's the way to put it. Misa Matsui is great though. Okay. I do like her as a heel, but I don't like her Darkness Revolution gimmick. But yeah, she's a really good mid carder, I think.
Mm-hmm. Right. So next match we have our favorite wrestler Mai Sakurai going against maybe the actual favorite wrestler. Like there was. I think this was a pretty good match. I think there were some things that really annoyed me about it. Of course, there was another countout tease. Some in my notes I just wrote Mai is so mid, so she probably didn't look great there.
No, yeah.
One thing that really annoyed me was Miku Ono gave her a Avalanche Styles Clash, and I was just like, please, I swear to God, if you kick out of that, Mai. And she didn't kick out, props to her, but she did get a rope break anyway. I think that should have been the finish for sure. But of course, it was a draw, right?
Yep. So
like I did really like the finishing stretch. I like this last submission. I really rooted for Mai to tap, but she never tapped, and the ref rang the bell, and that was it. Yeah. But yeah, you go.
Yeah, so this match was for the winner of the Star block, which is the block that Rossi kind of forgot about, the one that Mirai was in. So Miku only needed a draw to go through, so she didn't actually need to beat Mai, which is why the tap out at the end was a bit weird, because Mai should be tapping out Miku because she needed a win, right? So you want to see Miku like on the verge of tapping, and the babyface champion Mai Sakurai is like, come on, tap, I need to go through to the final. So that was a bit reversed. I also think it's really boring seeing Mai Sakurai work over Miku. I just don't think it works, and I think Miku is also a lot better just working on top. that was something that I didn't like. But there was like some really cool counters from Miku on like the diving elbow. I also noted down the Styles Clash, and I also noted down that I liked that she didn't kick out of it and that she grabbed the ropes. So you know we're you know.
I mean, yeah, I gave her props for not kicking out.
Yeah.
I guess a rope break is fine.
Yeah.
I think Evelyn Styles Clash should kill someone dead enough that they can't even grab a rope, but
Yeah.
maybe that's me. But I also wrote that down, like that if Miku Aono is going through anyway, and later on wins the entire tournament, spoilers, sorry. Why not have just beat her let her beat Mai then? Why can't Mai just tap to her then? Or not kick out of this Avalanche Styles Clash if Miku is gonna win the entire thing in the end? That doesn't make sense to me.
Gotta keep Mai strong.
Maybe some of the Marigold wrestlers are too protected. I don't know.
Yep. I did think it was Mai's best match of the tournament, though. So of course it was with Miko Ono, you know, one of the best wrestlers on the roster. So it was Mai's best match of the tournament. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe I should mention that. I even if I maybe complained earlier about Miku Aono's spot on the list, I really like her. I really like her wrestling. I always really liked her wrestling. Like from the beginning days of Marigold, I immediately noted her down as one of the best to me on the roster. She had this white belt match with Mirai that I really, really loved. It was on the same show that like Julia and Sari was on, and Io and Utami, the big one, the very big Marigold show. And I thought I preferred that match to the Utami Io match. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know.
I think I did as well. Yeah.
So yeah, I always really liked Miku Aono, and I thought it was awesome that she won here. In the end, I didn't think it was awesome that she had to draw with Mai to get there, but that's another story. Let's me move on to Maria and Chiaki.
Yeah, go for it, Tim.
Why are you laughing?
Okay, all right, okay. I don't want to be too negative on Marigold because actually coming out of this show, I realized that there are a lot of Marigold wrestlers I really love, but it's so bipolar for me. There are some wrestlers I just can't. They're like an instant skip. So Megaton is one, obviously. Chiaki's the other. Mm-hmm. I don't know what. Okay. So the match was Chiaki versus Maria. The match didn't matter for the standings. Maria took the place of Senka, who was ill, so she couldn't perform in the whole Grand Prix. She only came back a few weeks into the Grand Prix. Chiaki, I feel like she needs to either go the way of Ryoko Sakamura, who left the company recently, or find a new character, or do a lot of reps in the dojo. She almost broke her neck because she didn't tuck in properly at the end of this match. On the Michinoku driver.
Oh, that was brutal. Yeah.
So I actually, Tim, you tell me whose fault is a move like that? So you're taking a Michinoku driver. Did she not tuck her chin in enough, or did Maria not like push her legs over enough?
I wrote down this was just a straight like screwdriver, like a Steiner like.
So you think Maria just dropped her to?
I think if the other person doesn't tuck their neck, there's not much you can do. Like you can probably you have to turn it into like I don't know what that would be then, like just a front suplex then or something. But I don't know if you can make that judgment that quickly.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. So here's the thing. I think Chiaki is not very great. I was at the Marigold New Year's show. They had like a little, like on New Year's Day last year, they had like a little what's it called, award ceremony show with like a battle royal and stuff, which was very fun, and we were kind of drunk, and it was cool. Like I really liked watching Chiaki on that show. Is what I wanted to say. she was just funny. She always had like the champagne bottle was just drinking all the time and was just making goofy faces, and she was kind of just funny to watch on that show, on that New Year's show. But I think here I I just think she's kind of goofy sometimes. Like when she just randomly starts like two-step dancing in the ring.
Yeah, like
That's just.
I don't want to have to get drunk every time.
It's not a great vibe
to enjoy Chiaki.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. So yeah, I don't think she's very good, unfortunately. And that finish looked fucking brutal.
Yeah,
that's my main takeaways from that one.
Yeah, I guess this match kind of got to me as well because of Maria and like the state she's in right now. You know, she's playing this heel character. She turned heel on 5th of May in Marvelous at Korakuen Hall. Babyface Maria is one of the reasons I got into Marvelous, to be honest. I don't think this heel turn is working, and yeah, she's just in comedy matches all the time in Marvelous. So yeah, this was two wrestlers that I'm down on right now in the same match, unfortunately.
All right.
And I don't think the match was particularly good either. So
yeah, I agree. Unlike this next one.
Oh yes, okay, we can be positive. Let's go.
Pretty clearly the match of the night. I heard you thought it was the match of the tournament. Of all the matches I saw, I would agree with that as well. I do also prefer it to Mayu and Utami.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought like the opening exchange was fucking awesome. Just yeah, so Mayu kicked her right at the start, and then it was just like this frantic opening exchange where with a couple of flash pins and like just awesome back and forth counter wrestling. The pace was amazing for most of the match. They got maybe a bit tired towards the end, but that didn't really like I didn't really like take points of the match for that or anything. I like when wrestlers sell the exhaustion of a match at some point as well. So yeah, just a really, really good match. I think Yuzuki really is one of the better workers. We had this discussion last week. I think we also had it like in private a bit, like of wrestlers who are at a similar experience level as Yuzuki. She is really like at the forefront and in just in-ring work. I think Yuzuki is missing a couple of key pieces that make her like a complete wrestler, and a couple of pieces that like wrestlers like Sayaka Kurara or Chi have over her, I think. And that is just like the ability to create an emotional connection, I guess, with me or with the crowd in general. I think she's very over to the Marigold crowd, but
she is, yeah.
But for me, she's missing that little bit of selling ability, I guess. She's just going 100 miles an hour at all times, and she just brushes moves off that should do great damage to her, and she's missing that little bit of timing that gets you a real like crazy emotional reaction from the audience. I think like Kurara has that ability to an extreme degree for her level, and yeah, so it's hard to rank them all. But I think like purely in-ring skills, Yuzuki is probably at the top of that class.
Well, so I've done something. So if you do you wanna click the spreadsheet in the document? So I've
okay.
So it's under the heading "How good is Victoria Yuzuki?" So what I did is I just went to Cage Match and I literally just pulled a list of all of the wrestlers that. Wait, just make sure you have access. Okay.
I hope this opens.
Yeah, now it should.
I hope this opens with my weird internet.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Bluetooth connection. Oh yeah, okay, it opens.
Yeah, but it's basically a list of every wrestler in Japan that debuted in 2023 and 2024. So her 2023 classmates. So Yuzuki debuted in November 2023, and then also wanted to compare with any 2024 standouts, for example. So people that debuted after her, but are still as good. And the result I had when looking at this list is I would put maybe 2 wrestlers in Japan above Yuzuki for in-ring work only. And they're both wrestlers in Dragon Gate. So that's Ryoya Tanaka, who debuted in May 2023, and Hamare, who's technically... he just passed his 1-year anniversary. So he debuted on 5th of September 2024. both of those two I would put above Yuzuki in terms of in-ring work. But then I have a section of wrestlers below Yuzuki that I think are quite close in ring, but I would still have Yuzuki over them. So examples are Owada-san in Noah. Chi-Chi is probably the closest comparison. So Chi-Chi debuted 7 to 8 months before Yuzuki. I don't think she's as there's like different types of pure in-ring work. Like obviously we're only talking about pure in-ring, but even there's like subcategories, right? Like how fast you can go with moves, like your selling and you know your physical charisma. So Chi-Chi does a lot of things well that Yuzuki doesn't, maybe including selling, but Chi-Chi can't have like a high-speed match like Yuzuki can. So it's probably comparing apples and pears, but they're close enough to each other. But if you put a gun to my head, I would probably still pick Yuzuki. Then there's others like Azusa Inaba, who she's more a wrestler that can do like an epic like style main event. Like you've seen her do them in JTO with her sister. I don't know if she can do them with everyone, but she's clearly going to be very good. But I don't think she's at Yuzuki's level yet. And then there were the other ones you mentioned, like Sayaka Kurara, who has like a good connection to the fans, but you're not taking her in terms of in-ring ability over Yuzuki, right? Ronnie Yagami, Zonez from Evo, Aya Sakura, Daiki Odashima from Noah, who's a rookie, and Ali Najima from Sportiva. Those are the ones that I had in like similar category to Yuzuki, but I'll still have Yuzuki over all of them. So I wanted to visualize it basically.
All right.
So.
Yeah, that's a cool list. Maybe we can link that below. I don't know. Yeah, no, I agree. Like the thing that Yuzuki is so good at is like these really fast, complicated, like high skill exchanges. She's already like that you typically see in like the Lucha Resu style or like these Joshi high speed matches, and she's like at a level that none of the other Joshi on that list are at in that specific style. But what like Chi-Chi does maybe better than her is like, I think the timing thing, like just
agree.
Knowing what to do, when to do, and like having the right kick to like just counter something at the right time and something like that. And then like I said, the emotional connection is just they have a better way to sell, like especially in the main event. That's one thing that I know that for the main event. I know we're still on the Mayu Yusuke match, but it fits in this discussion. Like in the main event, I thought there was like a big disconnect for me to Yuzuki's work, because she took some stuff. She took a Styles Clash on the apron, for example, and she just brushed that off. She just went full speed like 10 seconds later, basically. And that's like the kind of thing that she's still missing to like just sell the damage a bit more of these big impact moves. It's your opponent's finisher on the apron. I don't know if you knew that, but that's the hardest part of the ring.
Wow, so, I did not know that, Tim. Thank you.
So yeah, you should just look like you're at least a little bit hurt from that for the rest of the match. But I'm usually not like a real selling Nazi or whatever, but egregious stuff like that I do have to note. So yeah, that's just my main takeaway for Yuzuki's skill level, I guess.
Yeah. So I don't know if we said the context of this match, by the way.
Right, the context was the winner of the Dream block.
Yeah. So the winner would go through to the well. I think Yuzuki would go through with a win, or a draw. It was actually dependent on the Utami match after, actually. So it wasn't as clear cut. But so I agree with you completely about the selling. I noted it down. Yuzuki just no-sold way too much in this match. And I'm also someone that loves no-selling. Probably controversially, more than most people. Like one of the main moments for me that stood out, I was like, whoa, she actually didn't sell that. Was when she took a German suplex into a dragon suplex. She kicked out and just went into a submission hold. and she wasn't selling any pain.
Mm-hmm.
So like normally no selling,
Yeah.
you just you hit your big move after you no sell, right? Because you're supposed to have like a burst of adrenaline. You're not supposed to slap on a submission hold for 1 minute because that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
So she does need to work on those aspects. But there were some really good selling moments from Yuzuki as well. I don't know if you noticed this, but like when she like
I noted that down. Yeah.
yeah, like she was like wobbling on her leg, and it looked super realistic, like she was about to collapse. So she's got some really good points in there. She just needs to put it all together, I think.
Yeah, I also thought there was one like really great submission stretch in this match towards the end, where the selling was just great, but that was Yuzuki having this submission on Mayu.
I thought that was really good. So I think it was like Mayu hit a moonsault, and then like Yuzuki rolled through.
It was an STF, right?
Yeah. And then so
it was an STF. Yeah, I was just thinking about the move.
So Mayu gave.
I thought that STF looked excellent.
The part of that hold that I really like though is in order to break the hold, Mayu like had to like roll Yuzuki into a pin. I really like breaking holds like that because it's kind of like realistic, right? Like it's probably the easiest way to break the hold rather than like sheer superhuman strength. And one of the other parts was when Mayu was giving a moonsault, she landed a moonsault on Yuzuki, and Yuzuki rolled through to pin Mayu. And
yes,
the only way Mayu could kick out was to give her back to Yuzuki, and then Yuzuki just locked in a choke. Now, I love stuff like that. That's realistic. Okay, so
that was awesome.
If you're going to kick out so hard that you give me your back, I'm just going to take your back and choke you out. So there was some. I just love this match. This match was so good. I did think it died down a bit towards the end. Like the start and the middle were the best, but overall, I thought this was one of the best matches in Marigold this year.
Yeah, for sure. I also had that frog splash was so fucking massive. Like that was an insanely picture perfect, like huge frog splash. The air that Mayu got, and it was just so good.
Yep. So watch this match if you haven't.
Really good match. Yep, big recommendation. So next would be the decider then, I guess. Did this mean Yuzuki was through anyway? I'm not quite sure.
No. She was relying on Utami not winning the next match.
This was draw number 3, by the way. If you haven't said this.
It wasn't a draw, so I got corrected on that because I also thought it was a draw, and then I got reminded that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Utami got counted out. She lost the match. Like.
No, I meant Mayu versus Yuzuki was draw number 3.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was a draw. Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah. Utami vs. Kuki was also a count-out finish, but only one person.
Yeah, sorry, I got confused between all the count-outs and the draws. There was too many.
That's true. Yeah, so what about this match? Utami Yashita vs. Kuki Amare.
Yeah, let me go first on this.
What did you think?
I think
please.
Koki's just. I think she's cooked. I mean, okay. I don't want to use language like that, but like the thing that made me think that is because this is meant to be a big time match. She was given the main event for the final, so I guess the semi-main event against the champion. And if Utami loses, she's out the tournament. So why did they just do how long was this match? Okay, it was under 10 minutes. They did a 10-minute. I can't tell you a single spot in this match. So I don't know if that was just me not paying attention, but like nothing stood out to me or was memorable in this match. It feels like Koki's not really trying hard enough to have matches that stand out. She has issues with selling pain, where she just looks like she gives up in submission holds. So something just seems off there. I will say she's probably looked better in this match, her match against Yuzuki, surprise, and her match against Seri Yamuka, surprise, than she has at any other time since her injury return. But this match was really disappointing for the spot it was in, and I think that's more on Koki than Utami. So
I do remember one spot from this match, and it was like Kuki had Utami pinned, like she rolled her up into a cradle, I think. It wasn't a cradle, it was just a roll up, just a schoolboy, I think. And then the ref counted like 1, 2, and then Kuki lifted Utami out of the screwboy roll up for some reason into something else, which is basically the only thing I really wrote down about this match. Honestly,
Tim,
I wrote it's just.
I feel like I need an infinite supply of "Can I be mean for a second" tickets when I talk about some wrestlers in Marigold. It's I really don't want to.
It's tough.
It's really tough. They make it tough for me.
Yeah. This was a Utami selling match to me. I've seen a lot of them when I watch Marigold, and I'm not a big fan of them. I think Utami should be a dominant force in the ring. She shouldn't sell for 95% of a match. That's not what I want to see from Utami.
Yeah.
And this was one of those matches she just gave Kuki a ton and then got counted out. Yeah, it's a really weak way to present both wrestlers, I think. But it is a weak way to present your champion, I think, and it's a weak way for Yusuke to go into the finals and either lose like in a decisive fashion for once if you're gonna sell the entire match anyway, or just think of a better way to book this, I think. But this goes for the entire night, I guess. There were so many countouts and draws. It's
Okay, so
what can you really say?
Yep, and so also I had no issue with the result, like Utami losing to a count out. Like, it's fine if you have to knock out Utami in one way. That's one way to do it. It was just the way they did it. I felt kind of disappointed by, but that led to the finals. Yes. So it was Victoria Yuzuki against Miku Aono. This happened maybe half an hour, 45 minutes after Yuzuki and Mayu's 15-minute time limit draw.
Right.
And obviously Miku had a 15-minute time limit draw with Mai Sakurai earlier in the night. So I guess I'll just start by saying these two looked pretty tired. I think I know what you're about to say about selling exhaustion and stuff like that. But these two are so good that I don't expect them to have a Dreamstar Grand Prix finals match that's like 3 stars or whatever you want to say it is. I thought it was a good match, but they definitely have a much better match in them. And if you point to maybe what the issue is, I mean, the clearest reason to me would be that they wrestled 2 15-minute time limit draws not that long before this.
Right. Yeah, my main takeaway wouldn't be like exhaustion selling. My takeaway would be to look at like what the Stardom Grand Prix finals did.
Yep.
For example, where you had like the semifinals at the start. I mean, this is a different format, right? You don't have semifinals, you have the block matches. But you can still book it in a way where like the 2 block finals aren't like so late into the show, and they're also both were they both draws?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both draws. They were both 50-minute draws, and they were both late into the show instead of like making them the first 2 matches or whatever. You can just put the undercard Megaton match before the main event or whatever. Who cares? Just have them. Just give them a break, a longer break, so they don't look tired in this one. And I didn't have really many problems with this match other than Yuzuki not selling the styles clash really and just dominating the match after that spot. I thought it was getting really good towards the end. There was a good back and forth. I didn't expect it to go. I expected it to go a bit longer, maybe. I also really expected Yuzuki to win, so it was like I wouldn't say a pleasant surprise. I would have liked both winners actually, but it was a surprising finish to me, and I often like would pop more for a surprise.
Yeah,
and I also didn't expect the Emerald Flosion to get the pin. I thought the Styles Clash was Miku's finisher, but I guess she does the Emerald Flosion too. So that was cool.
It's Nanae's finisher, which she took from her after the retirement match.
Oh, right, yeah.
The 1 second X.
Okay.
Your favorite wrestler?
I thought Sari took everything. I thought Sari took everything from her. So
Nanae is. She's such a giving person that she decided to spread her love out to multiple wrestlers. That's how lovely she is.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought I really liked the winner. I mean, I'm really happy that Miku won.
Yes, same.
I do feel like they're probably just using it as a filler defense though. So I don't feel great for like Miku's chances of winning, but at least she won something, so that's good.
Yeah, that is basically also the main surprise, and kind of surprising in general because they wanna they wanna fill a big show with that, right? So
Sumo Hall,
you
yeah.
would have maybe thought that. Sorry,
Sumo Hall, yeah.
Sumo, yeah, and I think yeah, that's why I thought like I didn't expect like going into the show at all. I didn't expect Miku to win whatsoever, but I was surprised at both finalists as it was. I would have thought like probably Mai and Mayu were gonna be the finalists going into this show, so I was pleasantly surprised overall. But I thought Mayu was gonna win, but I hear that maybe they're gonna get a bigger opponent for Mayu and maybe even putting that in the main event then over the title match. I don't know. Rossi said something like the big match they're gonna have is gonna surpass the title match, which is of course a great thing to say about your main title in the first place.
Awesome.
And about the challenger and the champion. That's always a good thing to put them down like that. But it also sounds like probably Julia or Io coming in to face Mayu in the main event or in the semi-main, but that's going to be the big drawing match for them instead of the red belt match.
Yep. One other thing to note is Yuzuki did beat Utami on opening night, so she kind of already has like a shot banked, is normally how it works in these tournaments. So her losing in the final, it's not that big of a blow. She can still have a red belt match at some point if she wants it. All she needs to do is come out after a title challenge and be like, "Hey, I beat you," and there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sumo Hall is on 26th of October,
way.
and it will have Utami and Miko Ono on the card. And Yuzuki called out. I'm pretty sure she called out Mai Sakurai. Yes, for the United National title. So that will also be on that show.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised before I realized what was going on that Yuzuki. It felt like Yuzuki got the big winner promo while Miku was just standing next to her. Like,
yeah.
But it wasn't a winner promo. She just called out Mai Sakurai, I guess. But it kind of felt like Yuzuki was stealing the show of the winner here for some reason. But Miku got the mic back in the end and had the last word, so that was good, at least. Okay.
All right.
So, what are your overall? Did you want to get out any overall thoughts on the tournament, or?
I guess my overall thoughts on the tournament were they booked it like it was a mid-card tournament, so that's the exact type of matches that they had on tour. The only real great matches were either at Korakuen Hall or Shinjuku Face. They rarely, if ever, put any of the Dreamstar matches in the main event on the smaller tour stops. So as a whole, the tournament wasn't really enjoyable to watch. And I wish more companies treated their tournaments like Stardom treats their 5-star, I guess is what I'll say. Or even the G1. No matter what you think about the G1 result, whatever, like there's a lot of good matches throughout the whole tournament.
All right. I don't have very much to add, to be honest. I didn't watch the majority of the tournament, unfortunately. I'm sorry to all my Marigold freaks out there.
So I will close off just by saying, I guess, some of the good matches of the tournament, if people wanted to go back and watch.
Sure. Go ahead.
So my MVP was Mayu Iwatani, of course. She was awesome this tournament. She was in a stacked block, but hey, it's Mayu. So Mayu Iwatani versus Victoria Izuki from the finals night, 14th of September. Mayu Iwatani versus Seri Yamaoka, 2nd of August. That was opening night. Mayu Iwatani versus Utami. That was the 30th of August Korakuen Hall show. Seri Yamaoka versus Victoria Yuzuki, 10th of August. I thought that match was awesome. Utami and Yuzuki from opening night, 2nd of August. Rei Seto versus Yuzuki from the 2nd of September. I thought was really good. And then these are sort of like borderline pretty good matches. But Miku and Mirai from 2nd of... I've got 2nd of September, but I'm pretty sure it was August. Yeah, 2nd of August, because that was opening night. Seri Yamaoka versus Utami from 16th of August. And Chanyota versus Chika Goto from 2nd of September. So those are all my pretty good to excellent matches from the tournament.
Awesome. Right, should we get to our next show then?
Yes, let's do Stardom.
Cool. We watched the Stardom Korakuen show from September 10th. That was last Wednesday. It's a bit tough, like recording on Tuesday and then discussing shows from last Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we can get through this. Maybe we can get through this rather quick. I don't know.
I think so. Like overall, it was kind of like a a filler Korakuen maybe. Not much happened.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to talk about every single wrestler and every single match in detail. We can just like give overarching views on it, I think.
Yeah, it was a rather middling show overall. I thought there were some newsworthy things maybe. So in the opener, it was shit.
Have you got it?
I
got it.
No, I don't.
It was Akira Kurigane versus Emma Maishima versus Hazuki.
I knew who was in there.
That's okay. I got your back.
I couldn't remember Emma's last name. I couldn't remember Emma's last name, to be honest. It was Emma Maishima, Akira Kurigane, and Hazuki. Right. The interesting thing about this one to me was basically Hazuki versus two rookies is like kind of an interesting match to book, considering Hazuki's allegations of being the big bad bully in the dojo, injuring rookies left and right. That came out of the Hanan build, I guess, for All-Star Grand Queendom. And like I was watching if she was gonna beat the allegations or if she was gonna bully these rookies again. But I think it was kind of cute. It was kind of a cute match. Kind of reminded me like what this match looked to me like was like just a big old lioness, I guess, playing with her cubs a bit and letting them double pin her and stuff like that before just finishing them off rather dominantly and easily. Right.
What an analogy.
Think, wow. And I'm gonna thank you. Yeah, I think the Boston Crab, it was kind of a Walls of Jericho type Boston Crab at the end, which looked really brutal, and I really liked that. And I think Emma, I was gonna make that point later maybe, but I don't even think we're gonna get to the Stardom house shows maybe. Not sure. But yeah, we had this topic last year a bit. I think Emma is like looking very dynamic and very good in the ring. Once again, on all shows this week, I thought it was the case. I don't know if you watched the house show from yesterday. No, from Sunday.
I did, but don't ask me to recall something.
Sorry?
Don't ask me to recall something because I don't remember.
Okay. Nah, she faced Natsuko Tora there. I don't know if you recall that. Yeah. And I thought that was a very fun match as well. And Emma she looks better than she has any right to be for her stage of her career, I guess. That's all I took away from these two matches. Like she's just already very confident in all of her movements, compared to a lot of other rookies at that stage. Yeah. What did you think?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it last week. That I think one of the things that makes her seem like she's behind a lot of her classmates is simply because she maybe hasn't got her character figured out. But in terms of in-ring, she's one of the best of the class. So, yeah, I agree. I honestly didn't have many notes on this match. Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Next one was Aya Sakura, Sayaka Kurara, Kikyo Furusawa against Empress Nexus Venus, which was Rian, Hanako, and Waka Tsukiyama. There was really not much to say about this one. I thought Aya Sayaka and Kikyo are an incredible vibes team. I thought they fit together perfectly. I'd love to welcome Kikyo Furusawa into Cosmic Angels.
You think she's a Cosmic Angel?
Anytime. Did you see them together?
I mean,
I think she fits very well.
She is Movida Loca, like 100%.
They just got a really cool rookie. She doesn't need to.
Yeah, I know, but she's like besties with Akira, or like that's what it looks like on social media. I think so. It feels like she's gonna go there, but anyway.
I mean, she has like this demon type vibe gear and stuff. It doesn't completely fit into Cosmic Angels, but I thought like seeing her together with Ayas and Sayaka just kind of just fit to me in some weird way. I don't know how to say it. Just good vibes. I also think she must be one of the most protected entities in professional wrestling today, because once again she was on a team with a much higher wrestler and did not take the pin. It was Sayaka Kurara this time who was pinned instead of Kikyu. So yeah, they seem to have a great future planned for her if she's not even taking any pins at this stage. So.
Yeah, well, maybe she sells a lot of merch. How do you know?
True.
Does she even have any merch?
I have no idea. Kurara ate the pin here, which is hella weird. I don't know exactly what they're doing with Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara eating all these pins when they have like these very lowly rookies on their team as well, especially. So I don't know what you're thinking about that. I thought like there was another match on the house show on the 14th, which was the opener. I thought this house show overall was a lot of fun. I really liked that house show for some reason. So I would recommend that. I would especially recommend this opener. It was kind of awesome. But my actual point is that Sayaka Kurara also took the pin in this one. She was pinned by Ami Sourei. So the Cosmic Angels are just taking L after L lately. I know that the house show results don't really mean that much in Stardom, except for like some special matches. But if it's not Natsupoi and Sayori teaming, then the Cosmic Angels are kinda losing every match right now. I don't know if they're telling a story with that or not. I could imagine they do. And at some point they're like so desperate that they just pray to the big Cosmic Angel, and
you mean Tam Nakano, right?
Might come back to help them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big T in the sky.
Maybe they go on such a losing streak until Tam Nakano can't take it anymore, and she comes back and helps them win again. Yeah. That's probably what's gonna happen.
You are so optimistic. I wish I could have some of your optimism.
No doubt about that. Yeah, right. Nah, but as for this Korakuen show match, I kind of drifted off. I'm sorry. I don't have much more to say.
Well, your thoughts? I was gonna say, I actually don't care about her getting pinned. I don't mind that she gets pinned. I see her as like a good underdog babyface in the mid card, and that's why she's kind of easy to beat, because when she gets her win, it will feel like a good moment, and I feel like that's a common booking pattern for like underdog babyfaces, especially this early into their career. I feel like if they win a lot, it kind of just goes against their character, or like you rooting for them. Like you don't want them to win too much with characters like Sayaka is kind of what I think.
Yeah, it's very true. I just think like the way more standard pattern, especially for matches like this, is like the youngest rookie.
Sure, for sure. That's
as in career experience will always take the pin.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And that didn't happen for the last couple of shows, so that's just something I really
that's fair enough.
Noted. Yeah. But I agree, I don't like Sayaka Kurara isn't the type of wrestler who just has to dominate every match.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I think since she had like she's already had proven herself in like a big red belt match, so she should be on a bigger spot of the card than like a Kikyu Furusawa, but that's just whatever. It doesn't really matter.
She's so early in her career though that she can build up again. Like I liked the idea of the red belt match, just to put a highlight, shine a light on her after the Tam Nakano retirement. But she's got so much time. You don't actually want to rush her climb to the top, because I think if the more you delay it or the slower you make it, I feel like it's going to have like an even better moment. I'm not saying like delay it for like 5 years, but it needs to be a slow build, at least a couple of years. I feel like
that's true. All right. Do you have anything on the Korakuen on this match. I think we can move on, right?
Yeah, let's move.
Next match was Mi Vida Loca, which was Itsuki Aoki, Rina Yamashita, Suzuki, and Bozilla against God's Eye, team of Kyoka Kotatsu, Ami Sourei, Saki Kashima, and Lady C. So, yeah, I thought just another fun match, just another fun, basically multi-person house show match, essentially. Saki, of course, had the fun little shirt idea with the dream match. Saki Bozilla. No, it wasn't her idea, but like someone made the shirt and she brought it out. It ended in a count out, so we got like our theme of the show, I guess, is the count out finishes.
Yeah.
Both teams got counted out after like Bozilla chased Saki throughout the entire arena, or whatever. Kind of a silly nothing match. I don't know if you had much to say about it.
I think I was a bit confused about everyone no selling Kyoko Kotatsu's offense. I didn't really understand that. Like like she's in God's Eye,
Yeah.
which you know you're meant to
Right.
be somewhat credible in ring. Like that's part of the gimmick of the stable, right? She's had UWF fights, right? I feel like
Yes.
you want to be getting her over as someone who can strike. So I normally don't care about this at all, but specifically with Kyoko's character, I feel like you should be selling her offense, to be honest. But that was, I guess that's a nitpick. It's an undercard match, but I did note that down.
I agree. I thought it was kind of like, I found it kind of funny, honestly.
Yeah, I know it's comedy.
How she was just like she was like struggling against all the like twice her size Mi Vida Loca, and then she was just like.
But that's her whole gimmick.
Everyone was just basically going through
her whole
her.
gimmick is a striker. Like
Yeah. And they were just murdering her.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah, I get what you mean. She should maybe, her kicks should be more protected, maybe. Yeah, I wrote in my notes actually, like once she learns how to lay those kicks in, they're all gonna be fucked. So
True. This was part of the
she just has
storyline.
to lay it in a bit more.
Yeah, they're just gonna no-sell her.
I guess Shuri has to come back.
Yeah.
Shuri has to come back and take her by the neck and teach her how to lay in those kicks until they.
Okay,
cry.
I take back everything I said. This is a storyline. She's gonna go on like a Eye of the Tiger montage, train her kicks, and then she's gonna kick the shit out of Bozilla. Yep. Okay, I'm all in.
Awesome. Right, next we had. What do we have next? Next was another Golden Dream show teaser. I kind of want to watch that. I thought the teaser looked really interesting this time. I don't know. Maybe I can find out how to. So, after that, we got the tag team match of Natsupoi and Saori Anu against Rana Yagami and Tomoka Inaba. Yeah, I thought this was just a very fun match. Great vibes in this one. And like one of my takeaways from this one was that like Rana looked really good here. She just looked like she already belongs, like with the big dogs, I guess, of Stardom. And Poi sold awesome for both of them. Poi was Inaba is like an awesome matchup. They also showed that in the Sunday House show. They had another big like segment of the match against each other, Inaba and Natsupoi. So I really want to see that match at some point. Probably happened before, but like anyway, do it again. Saori won the match with her weird finisher that I don't quite understand, but I guess she thinks it looks cool. I think she has.
It was not a good
a
pin,
better
was
finisher.
it? She kind of messed it up, I think.
No. It never really looks that convincing. It kind of looks like she does more than the opponent. Like,
Did you like? I felt like
it's weird. I don't even know how to describe it, but
the crowd got kind of deflated at the finish. I think they didn't like expect it.
Yeah.
Like, they were kind of like loud, and then they just all went quiet when she did it. When she won, it was a bit weird.
I just think everybody loves Saori's like bridge pin finish because it's awesome.
What's the name of
the
it,
crowd
Tim?
always pops at it. Oh God.
Trivia.
I forgot. I
Potato
noticed.
ring / potter
The
ring.
potato ring, right?
Well,
Yeah.
the whole bit is that you
Pottering.
can call it either. I
Yeah.
think pottering is like the
Right.
name of the brand. It's like a snack, but the actual snack is like potato ring. So that's why you always see like
Okay.
both spellings or words.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I think she should just stick with that. I don't know why she invented this new finisher. I think the old one is
potato
better.
ring is so over. Like
Yes.
the fans go crazy for it whenever she pulls it out. So
Maybe she thinks she. I don't know. I think she should stick with it as long as she can do it.
maybe she's just not
Anyway,
gonna. Maybe she's just not gonna use it until like Tam comes back, and then like tutors her to use it again.
yes, that's absolutely what's gonna happen.
By the way, my thoughts on this are like, well, I thought it was a good match. I just think they're winning the Goddess Tag League now, which is starting in November. I think the dates are like 7th,
I hope so.
7th of November to 30th of November for the Tag League. I think they're just gonna challenge for the tag titles or win that league or both.
I mean, it just makes so much sense, right? Like I mentioned last episode, neither of them, they're both like two of the biggest stars in the company, but neither of them is involved in any big singles title right now. So just have them win the tag titles. Makes perfect sense to me. But it would obviously not match with the storyline that Cosmic Angels are on a big losing streak right now until time comes back. So
True.
we'll see. We'll see. Next up, we had the future title match. Yuria Hime versus Hina. I thought Yuria looked really good. Like her new look was cool. I thought her new hair, the Mina gear, was pretty cool.
This is a euphemism.
But I thought
you want to say something more, Tim, but you won't say
it. I mean, I'm gonna get to it later, but she has some pretty impressive, like, what do you say, glutes, thighs?
Yes, yeah, sure, glutes. Yeah, let's go with glutes.
She did this move. I don't know if you noticed that she did this weird move where she had like her ankles, I think, or her like shins around Hina's head, and she just slammed her over the entire time and lifted her up again and to slam her down again. It was kind of like this massive, like, I don't know, power move just with her legs. It looked crazy.
Wait, when she was throwing her around with the Devil's Kiss, or
basically, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot you don't watch WWE. You know Stephanie Vaquer, right?
I saw that Stephanie Vaquer does that, but she didn't really do like the thing where she just hammers her ass in her face.
No, she like flipped her around. Yeah.
Hina around, flipped her around in that. Yeah.
But she looks.
So that was
she looks so tired after that.
Next level.
I don't know if you noticed. She looked so gassed.
That probably took a lot out of her, to be honest. That's a damn impressive thing to do with just your legs. So, yeah, that was weird. She also does like the handstand scissors thing on the turnbuckle that like Mariah, what's it called? Blake Monroe used to do when she was still in Stardom. So she kind of adopted all the Club Venus stuff. She adopted Mina's gear. She adopted Mariah May's moves. I don't know. That's kind of what I know down for Yuria's performance here. But like, I think the main story about this is Hina anyway, and how
Hina was fucking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to go real quick? I gotta take a sip of water. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, I will. So Hina is the premier shit talker in Stardom. Okay, that's her title now. It's not Suri. Move over, Suri. It's fucking Hina. She was shit talking during.
What about her sister?
What, Rena? Well, there's no way.
She's at least second place, right?
Yeah, there's no way you mean Hanan. So I see.
No.
Yeah, Rena's an okay shit talk, but Rena actually does try to put over her opponents sometimes. Whereas Hina doesn't give a fuck. Like she had her in like a Boston Crab or some submission hold. Maybe I didn't note it down. I'm pretty sure I heard the word gravure from her, so she was probably like mocking Yuria's gravure background while in a submission hold. I was like, this is some Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant type trash talking. It's fucking awesome. Hina throws some of the coolest suplexes and throws in wrestling. I feel like she has a judo background, right? I didn't make that up.
Yeah. All the sisters have, yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. That's why they call them the judo sisters. Yeah. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Right.
Is it something like that? Her mother's like a judo person? What's the backstory? Do you know?
I'm not sure if I'm mistaking their mother now for Starlight Kid's mother, maybe, but I think if I recall correctly, one of them was always like a giant wrestling fan, and maybe she thought getting them into judo first would make for great like base to become a wrestler.
Well, thank you, thank you to the mum, because I think it does. So yeah, she's got some great judo throws. She has an awesome frog splash. I think I even saw Hina call some stuff, like some moves to Yuria while she was in the submission hold. So she's like fucking carrying this division. She's 17, by the way, and she's like proving that she's ready to be elevated. Like whenever she's done with this run in like 6 to 12 months. So yeah, I thought she played the bully great in this match. I thought it was Yuria's best performance by far in terms of selling. But it's two to tango, and Hina's just giving rookies the best matches of their career.
Right. Yeah. Hina's throws, that's another note I took from the Sunday house show as well. Like her judo throws are great.
Yep.
We're gonna come to this later, but Hanako challenged Hina after the match. Hina won against Yuria. And Hanako came out to challenge her, and they had like a little preview tag on the Sunday house show, and like Hina threw Hanako around with those judo throws. It was kind of crazy, but it was so awesome.
I should also know.
And like you mentioned, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna note that in that promo, the Hanako promo, so Hanako challenged. So I look at translations, like, so Hanako challenged Hina, saying Hina should fight someone stronger than Yuria, and that Hanako always wanted the future belt, is what she said. So the quote was, no matter what people say, I want the future title. And then Hina responded saying, those people don't exist, as in, people who shit talk Hanako's ambition, like Hanako just making it up. Hina told Hanako, you're the one that went for the Wonder title yourself instead of the future. You're the one that's all over the place and you don't know what you want. And she accused Hanako of using the future title as a fallback option. And when that happened, the whole crowd started chanting Hina's name. Like, oh, she's 18, not 17. But she's 18, and she can just like get a whole crowd chanting her name just by shit talking the opponent. Where the fuck was this Hina? What happened? What happened in the last 6 months? Right? This is insane.
It's really insane. Yeah.
She also said,
I had her like,
no, go on.
No, I just had her so far behind like her two sisters like just a year ago, and now she's just so great, and she's so confident all of a sudden. She was always like the most nondescript, or how do you call it, like
reserved,
the least standing out, the most reserved of the three sisters. She's still not like as flashy, but whenever she does open her mouth, she's just so confident.
Calling out Hanako for not knowing what she wants, and then saying, "Hey, I'm surprised you even challenged me after I beat you in the 5-star," which is something else she said. And then she finished by saying she's going to crush her. Okay, all right, talk your shit, Hina.
It's awesome, yeah. And yeah, very good match by her. Her STF is also just great. Her frog splash, as you mentioned, is just, it's all very good, all very good. Great showing by Hina. One more thing I noted about the post-match promo was, I always feel like when Hanako has the mic, I always feel like her tongue piercing is too big for her. She always sounds like she has a bit trouble to enunciate her words. But
I did not notice that.
You never noticed that?
No, that is an interesting point.
I don't know.
Well, where else would you get this analysis, guys? So there you
go. Maybe I cut that out.
No, don't cut that out. Whatever. Do not cut that out. Guys, tell me if he cuts this out.
We'll see. Right, next match was Stars against Hate.
Yep.
I didn't know the exact team.
Well, it's Azusa.
Can you tell them?
Yeah, Azusa Inaba, Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, and Saya Kamitani versus B. Priestley, Hanan, Momo Kogo, and Saya Aida.
Right. There was not much to say about this match. I barely have any notes about this one. One thing I asked myself in this match is if Ruaka was injured. Do you know anything?
I feel like she was. I think she had to miss it. I don't know what the injury was and how much she was missing, but I think I recall reading it. But I don't know the exact.
Yeah, I think I read something too, but I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, that's just something I noted down because she missed the last two shows and she's always just ringside, doesn't do much. But yeah, Hanan pinned Sainaba in the end. P. Priestley didn't turn on Stars, quite the opposite. On Sunday she got officially inducted. I think the day before they already teased an induction. So she's a member of Stars now. So you don't have to fear that she's gonna do the condescending Shopai. She's just gonna do
Ichiban Shopai. Okay, you can cut that one out. No, I'm joking.
All right. Do you have anything on this match?
I'm sorry. Sorry, no.
Didn't know
much. No. I mean, I didn't either. That's why I'm just fucking around. I mean, well, I'm fucking around, but also Hate were fucking around in this match. They were having a lot of fun. Saya was smiling, laughing. This is just a babyface faction. I don't know what's going on. Sari has just broken them as a unit. She has destroyed them. She's going to dismantle them. And Momo's going to finish the job. So,
all right. Speaking of Saya, since we're not gonna cover the house shows in detail, there was one spot on the Saturday house show that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you saw this when they were brawling on the outside, and Saya took some poster from an old Sari vs Shuri match and hit Azumi in the face with it. Do you remember that spot?
Yeah. So you think she's hinting at a Sari match?
Yeah, the interesting thing is after she broke the poster broke in half while she did that, and then only Sari's face was on the floor, and Saya went back to it and stomped on it a couple of times. So then that clip went on Twitter, and Sari actually responded to it too. Didn't you see that at all?
I didn't see the response. No. Well, I'm not on Twitter, so that's probably why I missed most of that.
Yeah, I only So. Yeah, she basically just said, what the fuck is she doing after she saw, Saya stomping the poster off her face, you know?
She done fucked up. Sari's coming for her.
They are teasing something still, I think. I don't think that was an accident that Saya had this poster exactly, and that the poster broke like it did, and that she stomped Sari's face after. And Sari's response may have not been an accident either. I mean, that's just my
it makes sense.
Opinion, my conspiracy theory. But
it kind of makes sense that they're building towards Sari having a big opponent. I don't know if it's going to be Saya, but they're giving constant interviews to Shupro and other Japanese media. Okada gave an interview recently about how someone has to stop Sari. So it kind of makes sense if it's a big match with Saya. Who else is gonna stop Sari? I guess I don't know who else who else have you built this really big character up for? If Saya is meant to be your top star, or that's how they treat her, so it would make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, back to our Korakuen though. Next one was a bit of a sad affair, very unfortunate. Injury occurred in the next match. It was Dark Silhouette defending her prestigious CMML women's World Championship against the Bear Koguma. And unfortunately, on a spot on the outside, I think it was only like 4.5 minutes into the match. On a tornado DDT, it looks like Dark Silhouette injured her shoulder, so the match was called off, and Koguma was declared the new CMML Women's World Champion. What do you think? Was this the planned outcome of the match, or do you think?
So I think
Koguma wasn't supposed to be the champion after this.
I think Koguma and Hazuki are going to Mexico for the Grand Prix on the 24th of October. So with that in mind, it makes sense for one of them to win it in Japan, and then Silhouette wins it back in Mexico. Maybe not at the Grand Prix, but at some point, maybe like another date or another show, like a few days before or after that. So I think one of them was going to be champion going to Mexico, and I think it makes sense more that it's Suzuki. So that's why I think Silhouette was meant to defend here and then start a program with Hazuki for another match in Japan, because I don't know how long Silhouette is here for, or it could just be a challenge. It could have just been a defense in Mexico as well, right? Like, I guess Hazuki doesn't need to be the champion going to Mexico, but I do think the final direction was Silhouette and Hazuki rather than Hazuki and Koguma.
I think so too, yes.
So yes.
I think this was basically like a tune-up match for the Silhouette Hazuki match.
Exactly.
Hazuki was probably supposed to challenge Dark Silhouette after she beat Koguma. And I mean, you could just kind of tell by like the reaction of everyone. And like, yeah, Koguma was just destroyed. She was really sad. She was crying because obviously she didn't mean to injure Dark Silhouette. And it wasn't her fault. It was just a freak accident. At first, to me, it looked like she broke her wrist, which I don't know which would have been more painful, but I thought like it looked really ugly to me at first, like the way she reacted, and the camera just kept on her, which I found kind of awkward. I didn't really want to look at this woman screaming in pain because she just got shoot injured, so they could have done that a bit better, I think. But yeah, very unfortunate moment. Wish the best to Dark Silhouette in her recovery. So, what do you think, Hazuki and Koguma? Are they gonna beat the shit out of each other?
I have no idea what to expect from that match.
Yeah.
No, it really depends on where it's...
Usually when two good friends fight each other, it's gonna be a great match, right?
No, not normally, but if it's the opener, it's probably going to be a bunch of Kuma stuff. So I don't mean Kuma as in Kuma. I mean Kuma as in bear in Japanese. just so it's clear.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of this match kind of reminded me, though, even though it kind of didn't go very long. She didn't really do much of that stuff, and it kind of reminded me like how good Koguma can actually be. I don't even know if you really saw her like strides or her like prime as a singles wrestler ever, but she was like kind of that like back when the high speed title had like that incredible field of like competitors, when like Azumi, Starlight Kid, Natsupoi were all like fighting for the high speed title. Koguma was also one of them, in that division basically of the Stardom roster, and she used to have these awesome singles matches too with like Starlight Kid and Natsupoi, and they had like great freeways as well. So she's actually a really good worker when she decides to do less of the stick and really try. So yeah, I kind of missed that Koguma, but maybe she brings that back for the Hazuki match. That's my hope coming out of this.
Yeah, let's see.
Right. All right. On to the next match. This was speaking of the high speed title, I guess, Yuna Mitsumori versus Mei Seira for the high speed belt. Yeah, this just showed why the high speed rules don't work, I think. So for anyone who's not aware, the high-speed rules are, it's every match is a 2 out of 3 falls match, and every match has is it 15 minutes?
I think it's 10.
Every match has a 10-minute time limit. So you might ask, what happens if there's no falls in the 10 minutes? Because like 2 out of 3 falls matches, like historically, have always meant to bring out a definitive winner of a match, I guess. That was always like the real sense behind it. I guess in Lucha it's like the basic rule. Like almost every Lucha match is a 2 out of 3 falls match, right?
Yeah.
I think for them it's just some kind of tradition. But like in other regions where not every match is a 2 out of 3 falls match, 2 out of 3 falls matches are basically done to crown a definitive winner in a feud or in a match. So having 2 out of 3 falls and a short time limit together as the rules is just nonsensical, I guess. What happens if the time runs out when there haven't been 3 falls yet? At that specific, when it's like 1-0, when it's 1-1, it's just really weird. In this case, there wasn't any fall at all. It just went 0-0, I guess, and so it was just declared a draw. Why even do like 2 out of 3 falls? Then it doesn't make sense. So yeah, but I thought it was a fun little sprint. No winner. Some crazy neck bumps. I think May's finish, or like that thing she does, I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of like, it almost looks like a destroyer, but she has her in like the crucifix position, and like it looks so crazy every time. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's great. May is just great. And yeah, kinda, I was disappointed that it ended in a draw. Not much to say else about this one from my side. What were your thoughts on this?
I thought this match was really good. It sounds like you didn't enjoy it. Is that right?
It didn't really take much away from it, honestly.
Okay, fair enough. I thought
like yeah. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I rate this the same as the main event.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, but maybe okay. Well, obviously I'm really into May, so that's one thing. But I also really like Yuna. I think Yuna is like the perfect lower card wrestler. She can do any style. She can do high speed. She can be a powerhouse. I think she fits perfectly into Cosmic Angels. Like, she stepped up since Tam went bye. So she sort of like fill in that role. Like, you got Poi and Sari at the top, and then you got Yuna, and she's like taking care of Aya and Sakura. Sorry, Sayaka. And I think she was really great in this match. There were a lot of cool spots as well. So I thought that was like a really crazy submission from Yuna that I don't even know how to describe it. She spiked her and then got her into like a scissors headlock and then yanked the arm back. I thought that was great. May's released German suplexes. I will basically add half a star if I see May do that release German suplex. I love it when she does that. She did a drop kick that almost took Yuna's head off. She spiked her on her head with a lariat. She was spiked on her head with a lariat from Yuna. Obviously Yuna kicked out of the checkmate finisher. I thought it was a really good time limit draw. And so after the match, they said they wanted a singles match, 15 minutes, 1 fall. I think it might be a permanent change, maybe according to the translation, but who knows, machine translations. May Sarah said backstage that people had been criticizing the format, so she wanted to because she wanted to change high speed history so badly. She thinks maybe she hurried a bit too much. So I think it might be a permanent change, but who knows.
Also, okay. So she made up the rules in kayfabe then.
In kayfabe, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I was just a bit disappointed after the match that it was a time limit draw.
Didn't you say earlier you love draws, Tim?
Yeah, but in this case, it's just these stupid rules. They don't make sense to me, so I was just a bit confused after the match. I was confused because this feud has kind of been going on for like 3 months now, and I thought this was gonna give us a definitive winner. I wouldn't even have minded if Yuna would have won, but yeah, I guess the feud must continue. Although I don't know if that's the case because apparently there's like Waka coming in now, and she's always been kind of a weird part of this feud, but I don't know. May slipped 2 times, I think, on important spots, which was very unfortunate. Not her fault, but yeah, that's kind of everything that I guess detracted from the match for me. But I do agree that overall it was, of course, a good match because it's May Sarah.
And Yuna.
Right. And Yuna. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yuna stepped up. I voted Yuna as my most improved wrestler.
I also think I did.
Last year.
Yeah, did you copy me?
Yeah. We always do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I think you did. You copied me.
Yeah, true.
No. All right. Okay, the next match is already the main event. It was clearly my match of the night. I guess you had it like co-match of the night.
Yeah, co-match of the night.
I thought this was awesome. It was Azumi, Starlight Kid, and Miyu Amasaki were defending the titles unsuccessfully against Fuki and Death, Konami, and Rina. And I thought this ruled. Like, I had a lot of fun with this. I think, like, I don't know if I've said this before, but these Stardom Trios matches, these artist matches, the entire year,
they're so fucking
basically
good.
last year also. It's just a whole different kind of fucking art of pro wrestling.
It's like crack cocaine, yeah.
It's so crazy good. It's so fucking. It must be so fucking hard to do. Like, I don't even know how they work out every time, and everyone is always perfect on the spot when they need where they need to be, and it's just so fucking crazy. And this was another one. This was maybe of all the great artist matches of the year, maybe this was one of the weaker ones, but that doesn't mean whatsoever that it was bad in any way. It was still fucking crazy good to me.
If you want to know how good the artists, well, I was just going to say, if you want to know how good the artist matches are in Stardom, then all you need to know is that Dave Meltzer gave one of them 5 stars this year. That is correct. Dave Meltzer gave a Stardom match 5 stars, and it was an Artists of Stardom title match. So they're pretty good. And it was Neo Genesis as well. Azumi, Miyu, and Starlight Kid.
Yeah. That means they're almost as good as your 2025 John Cena match. So there you go.
Wow.
Anyway, do you want to start with this one?
Yeah,
I think
I'll do this one. I really like this match. So Azumi Rina start the match. Let's fucking go. I thought
it was so good.
Yeah. So both of their matches from the 5-star were 2 of my favorite matches of the whole tournament. So including the ones in the round robin. So yeah, I thought this was a really good starting sequence. Like, when I think of Fight Forever, I was actually thinking this when I was watching these two. I was like, I could watch you guys have like a half an hour match. They just got really good chemistry with each other. I thought both of them were solidly the best parts of this match, both at the start, and they also wrestled again in the middle stretch. I thought that was a cool triple team from Neo Genesis on Rina. I did get a bit lost when the hate brawling started. This might be a me-specific issue. I have this problem kind of a lot. I just zone out when I see the heels doing the exact same thing I've seen them do for 100+ matches this year. So they worked over Starlight Kid a lot. There were Fukuin death bits, so I kind of zoned out. But I got back into it when it was Miyu Amasaki and Rina back in the ring. There was a great Northern Lights suplex from Miyu onto Rina. Another good judo takedown from one of the judo sisters, Rina. So there was a nice tornado DDT from Miyu, and they don't normally look as clean as that on Rina. And then Azumi, later I noted down, she had a really cool armbar submission on Rina with Zack Sabre Jr. vibes, which the commentary noted as well. And then, guys, the craziest fucking spot you will ever see happened. Okay, I was sort of like watching the match in the corner of my eye, and I saw it, and my head just spun to the screen. I was like, "What the fuck did I just see?" So Fukugen Death, who like normally wins a lot of matches with an O'Connor roll, well, she does a fucking chaos theory. So she rolls as if she's going to do the O'Connor roll, and then she holds on and does a German suplex. And I'm like, did you see that, Tim?
Yeah, it was fucking great, man.
Yeah, it was.
I loved Fukigen in this match overall, but there was like, yeah.
I love that spot.
So
that's
good.
what was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that. I haven't been watching Stardom a long time. Has she done that before? Is that something? Have you seen her do that before?
I mean, not. I can't remember specific examples, but like, I mean, she's always been a good worker for sure.
Yeah,
Great worker. Like,
yeah, I remember I saw her. What was it, hair versus hair match against? Yeah, so it was a hair versus hair match between Emi Sakura and Yonyama, which I remember watching, which was really fucking good. So yeah, I knew she could work, but I just haven't really seen it that recently, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If she wants to, she can really go for sure.
Yeah, and so then after that spot, there was some really good,
the thing.
Go on.
Sorry. The thing with Yonyama or with Fukigen is she's just so over. You're probably gonna like, I don't know if it comes across on TV like it does like when you're over there in real life, but you're gonna see that the crowd always loves Fukigen Death. So she doesn't really have to do much. She can do her typical comedy spots, and she's always over like anyone. So, but when she really wants to go, she can go.
Well,
that's everything.
She always gets babyfaces booed against her when they interrupt her Fukugen Death rush, right? Run into the corner. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then we had basically the next parts of the fight were callbacks to Starlight Kid and Konami's white belt match from May. I don't even know how long ago it was this year. It feels like it's been a lifetime ago. But it was basically where Konami bloodied Starlight Kid with what was almost a shoot PK. I don't know what it was, but it looked like it hurt. So there were some callbacks to that match. Konami teased, choking her out with a sleeper, but instead she did a half and half suplex. And then there was a fighting spirit spot. I thought that was fucking awesome. Straight into a German suplex. So that was so good. That's what was so good. So I love that Starlight Kid and Konami was the finishing stretch to like pay off their feud over the past few months. She also teased the exact same kick that did give Starlight Kid the bloody nose on the last match. But instead this one, she kicked out. So I'm not sure if I don't remember the finish of that Starlight Kid Konami white belt match. Was it like what even happened? I don't even know how it ended. Do you remember?
No, the actual finishing move I can't remember.
Well, I don't even remember if it was like because I don't remember if it was like a ref stoppage or something. But then she would have won the title, right? So it can't have been that.
No, yeah, like Starlight Kid won for sure. I'm just not sure anymore if she did like a tiger suplex or if she like submitted her with her leg killer.
Yeah, I just remember.
I think it was one of those two, but I'm not entirely sure right now.
Yeah, because she was like fighting for her life, basically, is what I remember. So she must have like snuck out a victory or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just remember Konami looking really strong in that match. So yeah, I like that Starlight Kid.
The match was awesome.
Yeah, that match was awesome. So I like that she got back a bit at Konami here. I did not think that Konami should be getting chance after tapping out Starlight Kid, which is what the finish was here, at least. So going again back to hate being like a babyface. Yeah, Konami tapped out Starlight Kid and was getting chance. That is pretty crazy. She repeated the black spray paint from their white belt match, but then she like rubbed a poster of Starlight Kid on the black spray paint, and then the stars came out. So, but yeah, do you want to talk about your thoughts on the match before we talk about the post match?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like you mentioned, like that spot was so awesome with this when Starlight Kid basically got her second wind after that exploder suplex or what it was, and she just did like one round around the ring and walked right into Konami again, and Konami just grabbed her and gave her a German.
I love it.
It was so funny. It was like, I don't know. It was like in movies when like some villain or some guy just isn't quite dead yet and starts running towards the protagonist again, and he just shoots him again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
The kind of like
a zombie,
movie trope.
Yeah.
That kind of like that was so funny. I really loved that Starlight Kid tapped too, that she didn't just go unconscious and did a fake job for Konami. I think one thing that I really realized in this match especially, and that may also be like the fans really still like Konami, is that like how happy I am for Konami, that she's like back. It looks like she's back in form. She's back in ring shape. She's back, maybe not completely to her old self, but she's really made a big resurgence this year. And I'm just really happy about that. I don't know how much you know about her like history in like Stardom or general.
Not much.
In general, or like the last few years. Yeah, so she basically took a long hiatus at the end of 2021. She had like a crazy good match with Julia on like Dream Queendom 2021, and that was basically her last match for a couple of months because like physical injuries, and I'm pretty sure also a couple of mental issues she had. I'm not sure how much it still stems back to like Hana's death and stuff like that. She was always really close to Hana too, and it was basically what it came down to is that she lives in Fukuyama, Hiroshima, and she just couldn't do the travel anymore with Stardom, essentially. So the only time when she could be booked on Stardom shows was like the 1 or 2 times a year that they came to her town, and they kept booking her too on those shows, which I thought was always cool and like loyal and stuff. And yeah, and then it looked like she could come back like full time and have her like be in the right headspace to travel again with the roster and in the right physical space as well. And then the like Dream Queendom last year happened, right? When she got KO'd by Shuri and she looked completely destroyed again. And I thought, oh no, maybe that's gonna set her back. But essentially, I guess it did the opposite. And ever since she's come back from that concussion, she kind of started her resurgence. And I think it started a bit with that Starlight Kid match in, when was it, March? I think March.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Now through the 5-star, she's really back to form. And I'm just really happy about that. I'm really happy to see that. So that was like my biggest takeaway from this one.
Yeah, and I guess we should mention, I mean, you mentioned, Hana Kimura's death and the effect it had on Konami. Well, I mean, Konami, Fukun Def, and Rina, they're all in Tokyo Cyber Squad with Hana, right? I didn't make that up.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, so that's why Konami did like this.
Yes.
Konami did Hana's secret handshake.
They did the handshake at the end too.
Yeah. So I mean that might be part of the reason why the crowd was fully on Konami's side as well. Maybe they realized that importance as well. So. So even as popular as Starlight Kid is, there were some important meanings to this win as well for Rina, Fuku, and Konami. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on the match?
Exactly. I think you covered it all. I think I wrote pretty much the exact same things as you. I'm not gonna repeat those. I loved the match. It was up to this point probably my match of the week. I'm gonna have another one now. But I mean, what am I talking about up to this point? It was last Wednesday, but anyway, I loved the match, and I always love these trios matches. They always go
cool. So
go. Brr.
After the match, Stars came out. So that was Momokogo, Hanan, and Saya Aida. So I like that Stars are the first challengers. That match is going to happen on the 23rd of September in Osaka. So next Wednesday. So stars are kind of like an opener mid-card stable, right? So the fact that Hanan's leading it, I think is fine. But I don't think her or Momokogo's performance in the segment was really good. I thought Rina completely bossed the segment.
They got destroyed by Rina.
They got completely outclassed, destroyed, taken out to the back and shot by Rina. So, you know, Rina said something like, I think it was backstage. She said, you know, the reason Momokogo challenging for the artist titles is one of the reasons that Suri looks down on Stardom. So, yeah, Rina was not happy about Momokogo challenging and even stepping up to her on the mic. And when Hanan started to talk, she just teared up immediately. So obviously Rina and Hanan are sisters. But yeah, so Rina said she was super happy with the pink belt and said, you know, it suits her. And she was really happy about winning with Konami and Fukugen. So that was the Stardom show.
Awesome. You're breaking up heavily. I think we're just going to power through the rest. And I hope it's going to...
Do you want me to rejoin?
It's gonna be good enough by the end.
Let me rejoin.
I don't know if it's on you. It's probably on my end.
But you're not breaking up for me, so.
But I may. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you rejoin then. Okay.
So our next section, we're now in the. What do we call it? Should we call it the? It's not the Eric Zone. That doesn't sound cool enough. It's the Miss Joshi section, but I don't like Miss Joshi.
The Eric zone, I kind of like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're in whatever zone this is.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah. Miscellaneous zone. Yeah. Whatever. We'll
Joshi Indies.
We'll workshop on that. But this is the part of the podcast where we just
Indie zone.
The indie zone. Okay, that's better. The indie zone. Indie zone. I don't know. Whatever. So we'll just talk about a bunch of different companies from around Japan. Talk about results or anything that stood out to me when I was watching all the different shows, and just a general wrap up. So let's start with Marvelous. So Marvelous had a show on the 14th in Carrier in Aichi Prefecture. It was mostly it was one of the few shows that has 3 out of 4 matches on the card that are comedy matches. Normally you get 2, depending on how merciful Chigusa and Takumi are in booking the show. This one had 3, so a bit unlucky, bit of a low roll. But the main event was pretty good. It was Senka Akatsuki and Miya Momono versus Sora Ayame and Ai Huzan. So it's the first time Senka and Sora, which are the rookie duo of Marvelous, were against each other since 26th of April, when they were on Unagi Sayaka's Sumo Hall produced show. The storyline currently is that Sora, Ayame, and I are mad as fuck that Senka jumped the queue to challenge Takumi, which will happen on 19th of October. There were some great promos on the last Shinkiba show. Takumi asked Ai what she thought of Senka challenging, and I said that Senka was annoying and it was frustrating for Ai, and then Takumi just gave an ice cold response, just saying, "You should have said something sooner then." And then she accepted Senka's challenge. So it's just some really cool promos, and they're all just trying to sort of like jockey, like who's the number one rookie/younger wrestler in the company, and it's a cool storyline. There were some mistiming issues from Senka. She is still a rookie, which I think people forget. I just wanted to be a bit clearer about Senka on this episode, because I briefly mentioned her last one. She has a lot of discourse around her. Here's my take, which, you can ignore me, so if you want. So what I think she's amazing at is physical charisma, commanding audiences, babyface fire. She's got a great comeback, and promos as well. She's also really good at mat wrestling. The last thing I think she's kind of good at is she's quite adept at tag matches compared to her rookie peers. Even if it wasn't in this match, she normally has like pretty good timing. She's not a work rate prodigy. She's just someone that understands her character and knows how to develop that relationship with the audience. The best way I can put it is, Tim, do you know how many moves Senka has?
Well,
she has 4 moves. Okay.
I would have said maybe 2 even.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever I see, I haven't watched. I think too many Senka matches, to be honest. But whenever I see, I love her, but she never really does much. So yeah, you're right about that.
Exactly. She just makes the most of what she does. Like the 4 moves are: she has an axe bomber / lariat. She's got a vertical suplex, including like a deadlift variation, which is kind of
Right.
cool. She does shoulder tackles, obviously, and then her signature pin. So those last two are kind of cheating, but yeah, she does a lot of shoulder tackles and obviously the side.
Yeah, exactly.
side
That's
pin.
kind of what I mean. It's
Yeah, exactly. So in my opinion, you can't be an in-ring prodigy if you have that sort of like only like a couple of moves. But she's a rookie, so she might get there and round that out. Or she might be someone that stays exactly as she is, which is still a really good wrestler. But the whole excitement is in finding out which one it's going to be. Does that clear stuff up maybe a bit, Tim? Do you have any questions about that?
Yeah, for sure. I kind of love that though. Like just the concept of her, like how good she is while not doing much. That's just so much harder.
It's really hard to do, yeah.
To do than if you have like this crazy moves arsenal where you're just wowing everyone in the ring. But that's like the essence of pro wrestling to me, essentially. Like that's what makes pro wrestling great to me, is if you can dictate the crowd or get like this emotional connection or like these reactions out of people by barely doing anything.
She's like the
it's
like the opposite.
Yeah, that's great for
it's
her.
Like the opposite.
I wouldn't mind it if she doesn't. Right, exactly. And I wouldn't really mind it if she doesn't develop this like huge fucking, I don't know, high speed wrestling.
I don't want her to
style or whatever in the future. No, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So
all right, yeah, awesome. And I'm really looking forward to that Iroha match, Takumi match.
It's also in Senka's hometown, so it is like if you're going to watch any Marvelous matches this year, Tim, I'm going to force you to watch that one. That should be a really good match.
I absolutely will watch.
The way I sort of like describe Senka is like she's just a really good pro wrestler, but but she's not really that great in ring. So I just wanted to get that out there, and she's going to continue developing. So because I've seen like she's rated like 9.5 in Cage Match, which is cool because she's like a really good rookie, but also she's not like one of the best wrestlers of all time. So I just want maybe people to cool it down a tiny bit, even though she's literally one of my favorites. So
that's just everyone who was at that Las Vegas show.
Yes, yeah, she did capture the audience there, which is good. That's what pro wrestlers meant to do, right? So,
yeah.
So what happened in this match is basically Senka and Sora were sort of like trading those like rookie signature pins, and then Senka picked up the win with the smothering side pin. So that just adds to the frustration that Sora and I have about Senka basically overtaking them. And then there was a super long promo with I was crying. So they basically set up a match for the 26th of October, which will be Senka and Takumi versus I and Sora Ayame. I don't know if it will make tape though, because it's like at a festival, so we'll see. So those are the Marvelous results. Okay, next up, let's do Diana. Let's do Diana next. So in Diana, there was a show on the 14th of September. It was in Tokyo Square in Itabashi. So Moran, who's 16 years old, and I think she only turned 16 a few months ago, she won the Crystal title from Mizuki Kato. Moran looked great. So it was actually her hometown in Tokyo Square. So I know that's a popular venue for small promotions, but she is actually from Itabashi, so it was her homecoming. And she wrestled like it was her hometown. She's going to be a great wrestler one day. She wrestles with great speed. She does like really good lucha moves like a flying octopus, Frankensteiners, a fucking springboard moonsault. So she's a really good 16-year-old wrestler. I love this match. I thought it was great. So there was a moment where Mizuki, so she does a lot of running sentons. Are you familiar with Mizuki Kato, Tim?
Her name sounds very familiar. I'm pretty sure I've watched her before.
Yeah, she's been on some Stardom New Blood shows. She was in a match with Honoka recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was in a match with Honoka recently, and unfortunately, there was an injury to Honoka. That was off of a senton, because Kato is kind of a big wrestler. She has this move where she sits on you, and she's really rough with it, I think. So obviously the Honoka injury, and here what happened was Moran was trying to like roll her through for a pin, and Kato stopped the momentum and then just sat on Moran, and literally moments later Moran's nose was bleeding. So I don't know if she made contact with her nose or what happened, but that is kind of scary. So I think Kato gets a bit too excited and she might need to slow down a bit. But what really won me over, and I might have teared up a little because we're allowed to get a little sad at wrestling or happy. It was actually happy tears. So after the match, when Moran pins Kato and wins the title, Mizuki wasn't sad about losing. She immediately got a cloth and started wiping away the blood from Moran's nose while smiling and like patting her on the head. And don't you just love moments like that? It's like, those are the moments that make me fall in love with wrestling. It's so fucking real. She was genuinely concerned about, her colleague's health. And it was the first thing she did after losing. So I know it kind of makes you think, oh, she should be sad about losing. No, I thought this was awesome. So it was my fourth favorite like Diana moment / match of the year. So yeah, really good stuff.
That's awesome.
So then let's do Evo. So Evo, Pro Wrestling Evolution, that's the home promotion of Chi-Chi and Zones. So it's ran by Shuji Ishikawa and Suwama. So they're normally always on the card as well, either against the Astronauts, which is Fuminori Abe or Takuya Nomura, or Dan Tamura, or just other freelancers they're normally beating the shit out of. On this show, it was Chi-Chi and Miku Kanai versus the Muscle Sisters, which I think is a new name for Chanyota and Zones. So Zones beat Chi-Chi for the first title in the promotion back in June, and this was the first time that they face up against each other, and they always go so hard at each other. It's like they know that that's the money feud in the promotion. If anyone's going to watch the promotion, it's going to be because of those two. So they always lay in their shit against each other, super hard lariats, like open hand strikes, like you name it. So I thought the match was quite good. Miku picked up the win by pinning the champion Zones. So Miku is actually going for the title on the next show on 8th of October. You like Miku, right?
Oh, really? I really like Miku a lot.
Yeah, maybe you can watch the title match.
That's cool to hear.
Yeah,
I gotta check that out. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna watch this one. It sounds really good. I like Chanyota too.
Yeah. And then just some other things on the card. Maika Ozaki against Chika. Chika's a rookie. She's quite a good big wrestler. She's improving quite quickly. She always wrestles wrestlers around her size they book her against, like Ozaki, Yuna, Manase, Mizuki Kato, Yu. She doesn't wrestle as much as Soy does, who's the other EVA wrestler in other companies. She does some moves super well, like a great judo takedown. So that was also a pretty good match. Cool. And then let's move on to Choco Pro. Awesome. So I already kind of said this in the podcast last week, but I was kind of spoiled for the result. So the main event was Mei Suruga against Rina Yamashita. So Mei Suruga lost the title to Rina Yamashita after 370 days and 9 defenses. This match was fucking awesome. Tim, what do you think?
Yes, it was. I can basically just also rope this into our weekly match of the week segment, because this turned out to be my match of the week. I just thought it was just such a great match. I love Mei Suruga in general. I watch her way too little for how much I rate her. Actually, I should check out way more Choco Pro than I do. But whenever I see her, I love her matches. I think, just the way, like, the struggle, I guess, she conveyed towards the end of this match was just so fucking, I don't know, gripping and, like, heartbreaking to watch. There was one really crazy headbutt spot. That was a bit scary.
Yep.
I know we've talked about before, like the shoot headbutts are always like a sicko thing, but like it always gets the reaction from us specifically. So that's the thing. One thing I rate about like services like Wrestle Universe is that you can like switch announcing from between English and Japanese. I'm not the greatest fan of the Choco Pro announcer, the default announce guy on the YouTube channel, so I kind of wish I could have swapped that over at some point.
Do you know who it is?
But I wasn't. No, I don't think so. I thought like at some point of the show wasn't Chris Brooks on commentary too?
Oh, maybe,
Not sure.
but that was
But
Balianaki in commentating the main event, who's one of Chocopro's aces. And I don't know if this is like
okay.
common knowledge or if I just read this somewhere, but I think he's dating Mei Suruga. Is that like a common thing or not well known? I don't know.
Oh yeah. I've never been sure if they're dating or if they're just really good like companions.
Yeah, really good companions,
friends, I guess.
Yeah,
but you've always like saw them like traveling together and stuff like pretty sure for years. Whenever May did her like excursions in the US or whatever. So yeah. But yeah, no, it's I don't even really know how to really review this match from front to back. It was just an excellent like fight. Like I love these matches when there's just like such a palpable struggle between the two wrestlers. I thought Rina was excellent. I'm usually not the greatest Rina fan in the world, but on this one she was just she sold really well too for May in some spots. But like the main thing that put this one over the top for me as my match of the week was just like May's selling by the end, and like the tragic just struggle she was in, and like this finishing stretch was out of this world to me. So yeah, what did you think about it?
Yeah, so I thought Mei Suruga looked like the fucking best wrestler in the world in this match. She often has matches where you watch her and you're like,
Yes.
Is there anyone better than her? and it's so... It's weird because she's in Chocopro, so she only has like these type of matches like once every other month. She's had a few really good title defenses this year. But in this match, I just thought she was on another level. And Rina was also the best I have seen her. I was trying to think if it's the best match Rina has ever had. I tried to look at her match catalog and I saw some matches back in Wave, maybe one. But for my every single Rina match I've had, this is the best I've ever seen her. So I thought the match was awesome. It was Bully Yamashita against an amazing babyface underdog. But it wasn't your usual underdog babyface. She was like relentless. She was undeterred. There was like not any long periods of selling. So like Rina would stop May's momentum with like a power move, like a massive boot, a brain buster, and May would try to find a creative way back into the fight because that's what May does best. You know, she comes up with the most wackiest shit you've never seen to try and get back into the fight and win the fight. So if she's the favorite, then she'll do this just to basically mock her opponent and just beat them easily or like bully them. If she's the underdog, she'll do it because she needs to do that in order to win. So, I mean, the best part of the fight for me came from when Rina was about to drop May on her head with an impact move. It's like Momo Watanabe's B-Driver. But, you know, with some magic shit that I still haven't figured out how May did it. She countered the move by like propelling Rina sideways into like a half pile driver, half power bomb. I don't even know what the fuck I saw.
Oh yeah, that's what was insane.
I can't even describe it to you. Those sort of things make you realize how good May is. And you know, for the finish, so May was going to do her super head scissors move. I don't actually know the name of that move. And then Rina reversed it mid-air and turned it into a giant fucking power bomb.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And as Tim says, May's selling in the last few moments, she was like almost frantic, panicking that she was about to lose her title, and she conveyed that perfectly. Exactly. Like you really felt for her. You're like, oh fuck, this might actually be it. And that's the sort of feeling you want when you see a really long title reign come to an end. So going into the match, I would have put it at 0% that Rina was winning. And as the match went on and on, I slowly increased that percentage. And to me, that is the perfect match. And then at the end, the last few minutes with May selling, I was like, oh shit, Rina's going to win. So then I'm biting on every single fucking near fall. That is how you work a really good title match, I think. It's free on YouTube, guys. So just go and watch it.
Absolutely. Yeah. You described it perfectly. That's what I was trying to express with like her struggle at the end, like that frantic selling. And like I was kind of surprised also that the powerbomb was actually the finish. I didn't expect it yet at that point, but not in a bad way surprised. Like I love these like clear cut out of nowhere finishes sometimes. And yeah, like also like I said not yesterday, on the last episode, I said like if I'm spoiled for a match, it's gonna have an extra hard time for me to really get there. And like you said last episode, you were both spoiled by Rena's belt on the Stardom show. So despite being spoiled for this match, this getting my match of the week and being so incredible that makes it like extra special.
Completely agree.
So yeah, please check it out.
Yeah, completely agree. So next up, it's Rena defending against Antonio Honda on the 5th of October. So there were some other matches on the card, but I don't think we need to go through the Choco Pro undercard. So, but it was a fun show overall. So if you want to catch out the other matches, then feel free to do so. And that concludes a lot of the results. So now just a few previews.
Oh, can I say one quick thing? I watched the Antonio Honda match also, and
Oh, you want to comment on the Honda match? Okay.
I have a soft spot for Antonio Honda.
All right.
I have a soft spot for him, honestly. He's like one of my, if not my favorite comedy wrestler for some reason. I kind of...
After Kazuki
I don't know.
Hirata,
His stick pops me every time. I kind of... I may like him better than
wow.
Anyway, I have a real soft spot for him, let's just say. And I was surprised at this match, like how much he actually worked like a wrestler in this match. So that's kind of everything I wanted to say about this. It's not like this was some like fucking 5-star classic. It still was only like whatever 3-star match or whatever. But he was actually wrestling in this one, which is kind of a rarity, I guess.
Okay, I need to show you a match from earlier in the year in DDT where he wrestled completely seriously. So he does it like really rarely. I think maybe that was the only time in DDT this year actually.
Yeah.
And that match was fucking awesome. So you might like that match then. So I'll send that to you. I have a feeling he might also wrestle seriously against Yamashita. So we'll see.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Now
that should be awesome.
Now for some previews quickly, and then we'll wrap up. So on the 23rd of September, we have a Sendai Girls big show. Wait, I think that's the actual name of the show, by the way. I meant to say Big Show, but it is actually also called Big Show because they always name their events like that.
Wasn't the last one also called Big Show?
I think last one was called The Biggest, actually.
I think they called it a lot. Oh, The Biggest. Oh, right.
Yeah. So it will be at Sendai Sun Hall Plaza, which is quite a big arena. I think, All Japan did like 1,800 there in June. I think New Japan did over 2,000 for G1, or I made that up or something. I think it was around 2,000. So it's quite a big arena. So on that card, I think we only have 3 matches so far from what I could see. It's Minami and Sari, which should be a good match. There's the Sendai Girls World Junior Championship with Yuna in her first defense against Stardom's Rian. And then in the main event, it'll be for a World Championship match between Chihiro Hashimoto and Mika Iwata. So Hashimoto will be making her, I'm pretty sure this is her first defense since winning it on the 19th of March against Maiko Satomura. So you can see how slowly the singles division works in Sendai Girls, but should be a good show, especially because it just has a Hashimoto singles match, so you definitely need to watch that. And then we have Seedlin on Friday on 19th of September. So there's some matches I'm excited for, like Ayame Sasamura and Miku Kanai versus Itsuki Aoki and Yuki Funa, who's one of the rookies. There's another rookie in action against Veni in a singles match, so Celine Mizora versus Veni, which I'm looking forward to. The main event is the tag title match with Mio Shirai and Natsu Sumire defending against Kakadita, who's Kakeru Sakaguchi, and Lepidita, who is Kaho Kobayashi. So those are the like Mexican luchador gimmicks. So that will be a match for sure. And then in the semi-main event, it's the champion Hiroyu Matsumoto and Mirio Koga versus Honori Hana and Unagi Sayaka. And then the last show I just wanted to talk about that is coming up is Ice Ribbon on the 21st. It'll be a pay-per-view. The main match on that is Ancham and Yappy, who are the International Ribbon Tag Team Champions, against Manami Katsu and Misa Kagura, which is, their name is Victoria Pinky, I believe. So Vicky for short. It's a new tag team. I've already spoken about it last episode, how Kagura is bringing Katsu out of her shell, that she's actually got a tag team and challenging for the tag champions. So that should be a really awesome match. And Kagura is all over the scene in many different units. And that is it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for those previews. I'm going to try to watch some of this. Not sure if I should try to check out these Ice Ribbon shows. I really like Misa Kagura. I want to watch the Sendai Girls show for sure. Seedling, I don't know if I can get that in, but we'll see. We'll see what we're gonna cover next week. But I guess for this week we are through.
Yeah, we are.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were breaking up really badly towards the end.
I could tell because you weren't responding. So yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much, Eric, for another great episode this week. Week 2 of Joshi'ing Around Weekly. And yeah, bye, I guess.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, and see you next week.
See you next week.